Also 6.
Are we getting our new sub badges?
The only thought I had in my head. I hit that. This Naruto singing, "This is a fan-based parody
I don't know if that was
of
actually
a
mine or I was
fan-based
bamboozled.
parody."
I don't know what you're talking about.
I fucking got
Oh, hello,
bamboozled.
Steve. Bamboozled.
Like, who the fuck's knocking on my door this late?
The FBI.
Open up.
No, no, no. I have chats with them on the weekend.
Only the weekends?
Yeah, we're drinking buddies.
All of them, or just your FBI?
Everyone.
How many of them glow in the dark?
16.
That's classified. P13.
It's sacrilege to have Voodoo's in. Sacrilege. So. Yes.
Yeah, it was Perseus. I'm trying to, I was like, what the heck does Odysseus have to do with it?
No. You all know the real truth behind Greek lore. Look, 90% of Greek mythology starts with, and Zeus got horny.
What did Odysseus directly do?
Nothing. That's
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm
it's
pretty
because
sure
of a particular one. She's blaming all. He was. Which it's really weird how, like, Hector and, what the hell's the Paris treat Achilles, but, like, they have high praise for Odysseus. So, well, like I said, it's just no. That's Achilles. I'm saying they don't treat Odysseus any different. Which didn't Odysseus? Who killed Hector? No, that was Achilles. Who killed Paris?
Achilles.
No. Yeah, Paris killed Achilles. I'm trying to remember who killed Paris.
Achilles killed Hector.
Yeah.
And Paris killed Odysseus.
Who was Phone?
I mean, other than killing his father,
Philocides killed Paris. Yes.
Yeah, Odysseus.
Yeah, that's how the story went.
Yeah, Odysseus really didn't kill a whole lot of like named people in the thing, other than like
Now Hill killed.
Yeah, like his actions killed a lot of people, but no one named. And though he did kill all of his wife's suitors, which is understandable. Well, like, so basically, from what I understood, is like she had no right to deny all of them, so she made it an impossible task to. It's like, okay, I'll marry whoever can do this. It's like, if you can't do this, you're not suited to be my husband, and nobody could do it except for him. Go figure. Yeah, he just got lost.
I was about to say, a lot of the people that returned died eventually, like Agamemnon returned and died shortly after, right? He was like assassinated or something. It was like, oh yeah, we won, returned to home. Like all their like little small countries got wiped out shortly after, besides Odysseus. Plenty of Greek heroes they can pull from at some point for FGO.
There's a lot of there's so much untapped mythology, right?
Yeah.
Like feasibly speaking, they could. There's enough content for them to continue creating characters for years. Even with all the stupid, well, this person's never going to get summoned.
Still waiting for a Shakazu servant.
Where's my Adolf?
It's in the same banner as Jesus. I want them to have that say. They have to be on the same banner.
Throw Jesus into the mix. Gandhi.
Gandhi, actually, I could see happening. Gandhi is actually a recent human that I could actually see being a servant.
Only if they make him power hungry and make him nuke people. Because it's actually the civilization version of Gandhi that they added on accident. He became so peaceful that he became war hungry.
There are like a few characters who will probably never be added to FGO.
Yeah, we know.
For various reasons.
Princess Diana being
Gandhi
one.
could probably fall under the Saber class. He could be. Yeah.
Gandhi Saber, yeah.
Yeah, he could be a Saber. Saver, because it's not Savior. It's Saber.
Oh, whenever.
Yeah, that's why I had to clarify. I don't know why they say Saber instead of Savior. I'm assuming that's the translation. Funny. That's just
Would he be able to do that while fasting?
well.
So by that logic, he could have eaten a Big Mac and then thrown it up.
Gandhi's clearly a pretender.
He's a phony!
Actually,
a big fat phony! God damn it, Steve.
Aren't you glad that I show up?
Yeah. I
Every
missed
day.
you.
Every day. I'm just like, man, I don't know what I'd do without Steve here.
It was all the talk about Gandhi.
Yep. Goodbye forever.
You can't escape.
I escaped. Okay, hello everyone. I also have to congratulate Rin Ikazuchi. Congratulations, you are the 10,000th follower. Yes, that's right. I had that post on Twitter today. It had good traction. A lot of people liked it. Thank you guys for the attention. No one followed. I've been sitting at 9,999 follows the entire day. So thank you, Ren. I appreciate that. Hopefully we get some more here. I did go ahead and post the tweet for today. Go give it some love. And let me get you guys today's sauce. I'm just going to have scraps of Sancourts for Don Quixote. I see. That's unfortunate you didn't get them. Yo, Ren, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. You did not have to do that. Chat, can we get some love for Ren? And I don't know if the rest of you guys also saw it, but in addition to Ren, a certain somebody is also having another special day today. Mr. Bob of the Mosses, our resident mod and mathematician, is sitting at a big fat 60 months of being subbed. That is 5 whole years that this man has foolishly given me money. Anyways, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Hello, Angora. 5 years is a lot of math. Indeed, it is. And chat, this is technically not my 6-year anniversary. I'm gonna kind of take a step back here with you guys here for a second. But let me get live here just so we can kind of continue the discussion. if the button will actually do it. Yeah, okay. Is 25 multis enough for one Charlemagne? Well, you only need 30 for one, so you're close. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you should be really close at that point, especially if you start adding in things like tickets and everything. And don't forget your quartz fragments either. But again, thank you guys for being here. I know this kind of came out of left field. This was not like something that I really talked about. Part of that's because it snuck up on me. The other part of that is because for a long period in time, and I just kind of want to tell you guys here, and here you go, here's today's artwork. But basically, for a long period in time, I've been barely growing in FGO. I've kind of told you guys this for years and years and years. I've been part of the directory. I've been streaming. I've been making content. And it's been a wild ride. It's had its ups and downs. It's had its highs and lows. And in that time period, especially here, probably I'd say like the last year or so, growth has really slowed down. I think a lot of that is a factor of the game and its current status, as it's certainly aging. And the other part of that is also like a me thing, and maybe like a reflection on the content that I'm doing and you know, how I feel about certain things. So I'm not going to like blame anyone or anything like that. I'm going to take full responsibility for it. But regardless, for a long period in time, whenever I gain a follower on the stream, I usually also lose a follower. And that's just kind of how it is. In some cases, it may be the person that followed just decided, I don't care, and unfollows. In other cases, it's just simple attrition. For every one new person that comes in, there's an old person that says, I don't care about FGO anymore, or something like that, or I don't care about CAD, I don't know, right? And at that point, then I end up losing people. So over the years, there's been a ton of people I've gotten to know. I've been really happy to get to know the majority of you guys. Most of you guys are really good. And I want to be clear on this. If I'm ever complaining, if I'm ever talking about things that are bad, usually it's not you guys. Usually it's a handful of select people. And it's probably either no one in the stream or anyone that like anyone personally knows. So don't think you pinged Discord. Did I not ping? I'm terribly sorry. I probably did forget. I've had a lot on my plate here, so I've been forgetting all this stuff. You guys know I've been having a rough week. I've been dealing with like quite a little bit of mental exhaustion and a lot of other stuff. So, but are you giving away a $19 Fortnite gift card? No, I'm not. But thank you. So, and I guess all I'm trying to say here is that, again, like over time, it's been slow growth here, especially in the later years for me. I hope to do things to change that. I hope to try and, you know, give myself a kick in the pants, give this community a kick in the pants, and to really try and like kind of revitalize what I'm doing and things to that nature. Part of that is I think like on me to try and like do better, but the other part of that, and I've explained this before, is just recognizing the situation that I'm in and coming to grips with the fact that I probably, if I want things to improve, I cannot do it alone. I cannot do it all by myself. So you know, I've got some announcements coming up today that I think chat's going to be really intrigued by. I'll probably sit down and try to hammer them out, but Some of these will be a little bit off the cuff too, so you'll just have to forgive me if I forget something. Again, we don't really have anything else going on in FGO today. I think maybe we'll do like the CQ or something on an A, because like I really don't have anything else to do. Also, don't forget, I'm trying to remember, but chat, don't we only have like 1 day or so left on the ticket pick? So make sure you guys pick your 4-star ticket if you guys haven't already. I feel pinged. Yes, you should feel pinged. Love it, appreciate you, Cad. Thank you, Pion. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, it's I got a lot of stuff to kind of do, and I want you guys to understand as well, like what I'm doing behind the scenes. Why did that not kill? Oh, I must not have used Oberon's third skill. Okay, sorry, I had to think there for why that didn't do it. And ACQ is easy, just loop it. Listen, y'all said that last time, then someone in chat was like, "Cat, just use Tai Sui," and Tai Sui was a terrible choice. It worked, I got through it, but Tai Sui was a terrible choice. And that's on me for relying on chat. I know how to craft comps myself, but sometimes chat offers something up and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'll do it. So it's 100% my fault for listening. Is there a second SSR for Trom, or is it just Charlie? We don't count Constantine because he's pre-campaign? Well then, no, there's not a second SSR. You use Odysseus, that should be pretty good for the CQ. Okay. Yeah, Odysseus is at least good for defensive buff stripping, so I assume that's why you're saying it, is that he's able to loop and that'll probably come into play. Disregard add spank rats. Yep. Murdered rider on origin bullet? Yeah, that would probably work. Does the boss well, it is the rats, so yeah, they got dodge, don't they? Challenge quest where she's actually really good in. Yep. Well, I mean, Surfmo has always been just really solid in a lot of aspects, so I'm not surprised that she's actually able to stretch her legs a bit. The CQ with Tamamo, Habitrot, and Kester. Oh, right, chat. Don't we have Tamamo on raid up again? We might do some rolls. Like, I'm thinking about it, because I was supposed to play Stellar Blade with you guys today. We might still do that if I kind of run out of stuff to do, but I think like today a little bit should probably be a celebration of FGO. So I would prefer to like at least like handle stuff over on this side if we can. Unfortunately, one of the things that I thought to do for you guys was to grail my mate altar all the way up to 120. We do have the remainder of tonight for the download campaign, but well, there's a problem with that, and that's that I accidentally used a grail, so I don't have the exact number of grails that I would need in order to get made altar to 120. She would be stuck at 118, and that would feel very anticlimactic, so we know what happened, yeah. So it is what it is. Isn't Ruler Moriarty the second Trom SSR? Oh, yes. Okay, that's why chat was saying Moriarty. Thank you. I totally forgot. Yeah, the Ruler form. And I don't want to get too deep into why that is, but yeah, needless to say, he'll be another one. I have to do quite a bit of servant analysis coming up for those units, and that'll actually have to do with one of my announcements here coming up, so we will make that choice. Hello, Retro. How's it going? People forgetting Young Jimmy. Yep. Even with your 2 grails this month? Yeah, I already printed the 2 grails. So that's part of the issue. That, like, it was literally calculated to a T, and I messed up. And so, like I said, that's just on me. Are we getting a Holmes banner then as well at some point? I think we do for this. I'm trying to remember, because I think this literally came up like the other day, and someone was saying this is like Holmes' last banner for a while. If we only care about Creamhild, is rolling Brynhild or Wangina better? If we only care about Creamhild, is rolling Brynhilda or Wangina banner better? Are you saying like Bryn Lancer? Because like neither of those have anything to do with Creamhild. Unless I'm just confusing you. Thanks for reminding me to cast Grails. Yep. I gotta go do it on my JP account yet again. That has been an issue for me. Oh, 120 gray? Yeah, it should be nice now that you have the coins to do it. Oh, she's solo on those banners. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot. Charlotte gets a buff? He should, yep. But are you okay? So you're asking, is it better to roll with Bryn Lancer or Wangina? I mean, it really depends on like which one of those you need, Lucario. Like, basically, you obviously know what you're getting with Cream. So ask yourself if you need the quick foreigner, or you need the Buster Lancer more. I think that just comes down to like who you actually have as options for those classes. And it's really just up to you. Also, you might want to look at like what other banners crop up around those times to see, is there like gonna be a conflict where you, oh, like, hey, I need to roll somebody else right here as well. So I have the grails, I just don't have the coins. Yeah, I mean that's basically my JP account. My JP account's that way because it never seems to have enough embers or enough coins, but it has plenty of grails. Which is funny because I end up getting all these coins to grail cast, but I don't have coins for the things I actually need, right? Random Dumpster Cat, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. You are my 10,001 follower, but you're the first follower of the next 10,000, so I appreciate you. Roll for more saber faces for coins. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what people would expect of me, right? What will Trom pre-campaign 2 give us? The second one is going to be the like Oku main interlude, or sorry, not the Oku main interlude, the Trom main interlude, which is going to actually, oh god, not Trom. Chat, what is it? Tunguska. Thank you. My brain. Tunguska is going to end up being the thing that like now we actually will have it. So people that didn't have Tunguska completed because maybe they got to it after the event expired, they will now be able to go through and do the raids, like not in the same sense that we got to, but they'll be able to do at least the like story version of it so that they can have full understanding. It was one of the weird things that they did with Trom is they treated Trom like an actual event and they made it go away. But then it's kind of weird because people that weren't around for it then basically just missed it. So thank you, Galactic. Appreciate it. Tensile, thank you for the 44. Hot damn. That's a lot of months for you as well. Congrats on the 10K. You can start an army or a cult. I mean, we already played Cult of the Lamb. Actually, there is the new Cult of the Lamb update. I need to go check that out at some point. Someone reminds me. I'll look into that. Like us, they don't get to do the Ivan raid. True. Actually, no, they might actually get to do the Ivan raid. At least the repel version, right? But yeah, like they won't get any more than we did. Tunguska, the limited time DLC main story. Yeah, it's weird how they handled that one. Just the main fights, no raids. Yeah, you literally get the repel version of the raid is all it is. So it's just the simple version, not the like timed spammable ones. To those who cleared Tunguska, I think they cannot do it again, no? I believe not. Even if you did, you wouldn't really get anything from it, so. It's weird because some main interludes you absolutely can do again. So like I said, Oku. You are going to get an Oku main interlude later this year. It's actually coming up fairly soon. And you will be able to replay through that. In fact, you'll have to replay through the entirety of it. The Oku main interlude is one of my least favorite main interludes because of that. On the upside, though, you get all the rewards from it. So it's technically really good. Won my Warzone game, let's go. I told you could do it. I believed in you. 10,000 is an awesome milestone time to celebrate. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we will be celebrating today. I'm going to, like I said, we're probably going to be doing the CQ on NA. I'm also going to need to get my AP down here on JP, but then I can start to like talk shop with you guys. Ooh, Sturge, thank you for the 60 as well. Oh, hold on, chat. Hold on. That was my father calling via WhatsApp. They're actually just about to leave the country, so let me try to get them. That was a butt dial. So like I said, my parents are literally leaving the country right now. They're going on a vacation. And I told them, I was like, look, you guys know my stream schedule. Don't try to call me during this time. And I said, like, if you do, I'm going to assume it's an emergency. So that's why I had to like go pick that up right there. Like, he's like, I'm sorry, I totally didn't mean to call you. But yeah, it's kind of appropriate that my parents call on the stream. SD0G, thank you for the 100 bits. Nibbles, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate it as well. It's been a fun 10 months. Good. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Like, a lot of what like I gotta talk with you guys about is like housekeeping stuff. But I also have some actual announcements to make. One of them you guys are gonna get really excited for, I think. So we'll just have to see. My dad has butt dialed me before. Yeah, it's always fun when that happens. My mom does it usually most of the time, and it's always great because she has like no idea that it's happening. So it's like she'll literally have it happen, and then like you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, mom, and straight up like she is like not, she doesn't have the phone anywhere near her even, and you're like, how did you manage to dial me somehow? I thought he was calling to congratulate you. No. To a large degree, my parents know I stream, but I also don't like sit there and tell them all the minutia of stream because it would just be kind of weird, right? And if I didn't say it before, also Gundam Breaker, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You're now the 10,002nd follower. Maybe voice dialing? That might be the case. I don't actually know. Do I hang up or scream as loud as possible? I usually try to scream as loud as possible just to make it awkward for her if she actually does hear it. It's my way of getting back at my parents for causing me annoyance and embarrassment. Only Cad's announcement now. Although I will say, chat, I did get a haircut today, so you guys will have to tell me what I think. I no longer have a mullet behind my head here. Instead, I just actually have like, you know, like still long hair on top, but like tapered sides, so it feels a lot better. Yeah, we're going into the summer months. It's getting kind of hot here in Florida, and I'm like, I don't want long hair anymore. At least not on the sides. No party in the back. No party in the back. What MP level is my NA, Tamamo? Just one. I just have the singular copy. You look ready for a hipster country concert? Oh, thank you. Although I'm not even sure that's a thing. Well, I guess it could be a thing, right? Like you're talking about, yeah, okay, I kind of know what you mean. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. I like looking neat over looking nice. Same. I like a little bit. I was not sure because I was talking to my girl and she was like, well, do you want to like cut it all the way off then? Because I was telling her, I was like, listen, you know, you need to make me look nice because I'm probably going to start trying to like go dating here soon. And she's like, well, okay, like how do you want it? And I was like, I don't know. You got to tell me. You're the woman. I'm like, what looks good to you? That's the thing I always pull on them, and it puts them in such an awkward spot. They're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, listen, I'm like, whatever you think looks better is probably the better choice compared to whatever I think. We'll believe it when we see it. Cat hitting on the stylist. No, not really, right? Like, she's very, as far as I know, happily married, so I don't bother interacting with married women like that. Now that you cut my hair, it looks nice. Want to go out on a date? No. Confirmed Cad makes women uncomfortable. Usually only in a funny way, never in a like sexual harassment way, right? Cad's gonna pull an SSR date with this hairstyle. God, I hope. I hope I meet the like real life version of Lartoria. That would be great, right? And then like also she's into video games. That would also be cool. The unfortunate downside in the monkey paw that would curl would be like she'd be into video games and it would be like Fortnite. And then I would be like, no. But I would just be like, okay, you know what? I guess I'll finally get into Fortnite at that point. 216 bones is a crime. It always is. Hopefully she's a cosplayer. That would be great. I think every weeb should try to find themselves a girl that will cosplay for them, regardless of whether or not they like actually can pull it off. It's just the willingness to like do something like that that's definitely appreciated. It's roleplay chat. Honey, look at all these W's I'm getting. We're gonna have to go out and get a chug jug. Ask for birth certificate always. Wait, what do you mean birth certificate? My hubby got me into video games. Yeah. Well, and I think like as long as the girl has an open mind, it's not a problem, right? Like the issue with the women that I've dated in the past has been that most of the women do not like support my hobby in the slightest. Like it'd be one thing for them to not support it, and another thing for, which is the majority of the women that I've dated, they just outright dislike it. And I'm like, look, I don't know what you want me to do, right? This is me. This is who I am. So welcome, love the analysis vids. Oh, thank you, Gundam. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Happy you could be here tonight. How's it going? Big milestone day today? Yes. Like I said, this one's been a long time coming for me, so I am certainly ecstatic. What did I do? Oh, huh? How did I manage to do this without switching to Tamamo? What? That's impressive. I'm impressed that I got that close to killing her. Holy hell. Like, I'll just do it like that and see if I can crit her down. Boom, there you go. You need to prove they're born? I mean, if they're right in front of me, I'm sure they were. She's a confirmed adult cost. They can't hire minors to cut hairs, so no worries. Yeah. I'm not going to stop gaming or playing FGO. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's my whole point is I'm like, I actually don't need a woman that, like, straight up enjoys this sort of thing as long as she, like, can tolerate it and appreciate the fact that I have a hobby that I'm passionate about. I have literally known a girl, not someone that I dated, but I've known a girl that straight up is just like, I wish that like my husband had hobbies. And I'm like, that's whack. I'm like, I kind of understand though at the same time, because there are a lot of guys that go out there and like all they do is work. They don't know what else to do because that's like all that's ingrained in them. It's almost like Summer Castoria is cracked. I mean, it's almost like I have a 106 in P51. It like, yeah, she's a very good unit. In fact, I was using her in the 90++ on JP, but it's also a case of I have a very, very good one. I remember Trom Clear has 3 grails that helps feature calculation updates. Yeah, that's definitely going to be nice. Like, the problem is the grail that I've lost is a grail that I can technically never get back, but it is what it is. I think the only thing that salts me about it is, you guys know, if my goal is to grail every single saber face, like, I need a ton of grails. So using a grail on anything other than a Saberface hurts because that's just one more grail I have to get. Period. End of story. Right? Like, so that's why I was like, no. It's my dad. He's retired and can't sit still. I'm honestly surprised he's retired. Honestly, that's me to a large extent. I've told you guys that I'm struggling from like overwork and like mental fatigue right now. Part of that is yes, like it is the overwork and it is having too much to do. The other part of that is I have set myself up for that. I have given myself way too much to do. I am somebody that will always try to have too many irons in the fire, if you will. And so it makes it rough on me at times. But who was it I grailed? It was Mary Anning. I accidentally grailed her while I was in the middle of watching Konosuba with the boys. Yeah, actually, I just saw somebody on Twitter commented that that the artwork that I posted today for my Go Live tweet was such a great art, and it was. I don't know if you guys actually know, but that artist is like fresh. Like they don't really have too much work that they've actually done before on Pixiv, and so I was like, oh shit, yeah, let me use this piece. I love actually using small artists for pieces on the channel because it helps get them exposure. It literally helps like get more people's eyes on it. So I love being able to do that and help people out. I just read that a second Boeing whistleblower died. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Boeing. I've only paid a cursory glance to that story, but it does not sound good. Hello, John. How's it going? Okay, so chat. Now I've gotten AP spent down on an A. I have spent it down on JP some. We haven't done it all the way. Let's talk some shop. Because like I said, I had some announcements that I wanted to do, and I also kind of wanted to talk with you guys. So, part of what's been going on with me, and I kind of let this slip out in the tweet this morning where I was talking about like, I was kind of getting a little self-reflective this morning that I was like, I have been at this 6 years, and it's really weird to see even how like people's perceptions of me have changed over the years. That like when I first started, everyone was like, oh my god, like who is this guy? He's like come out of nowhere and he's managing to do all these crazy things. To a large degree, I was one of the fastest people to grow within the FGO community once I had started. I was not one of the first streamers. But a lot of people were like, wow, I cannot believe he managed to do this, because I got partner basically within a year of streaming. And at that time, that was nigh unheard of. So it was very like interesting to do all of that. And it's really only been, like I said, in the past year or two here that things have really slowed down for me. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think part of that is just hitting a level of saturation within the community. Most people in the community either know of me or have decided that they don't care about me. And so to one degree or another, people are kind of set in their ways when it comes to me. So I kind of like just figured that is what it is. But like I said, one of the things that kind of slipped out there this morning while I was typing that, I was thinking back in my 6 years, is just like, it's kind of sad. Like I get kind of sad thinking about like some of the people that I've known in the past, that I've known for years and years and years, that like I now either don't know or like haven't seen or heard from in a long time. I actually miss those people. I would love to be able to talk with them again. And like I don't want to make it sound like I'm not appreciative of new people. Thank you guys. I do like having you. But it's like there's never going to be a part of me that's not going to like just miss the people that I've had fond memories with and fond times with. So but yeah, so like just thinking on that, I was thinking like, man, this kind of sucks to some degree. So like part of what I've really been doing a lot of thinking on the side, and I know it's not good for my brain to do this much thinking at this point, because like I said, I already have a full plate with work and stream itself, but I've been thinking about like what my future holds and what I need to do. Part of my whole like I'm gonna start dating this year is like just kind of coming clean here, it's equal parts that like in real life, my circumstances are that I'm not going to say I don't have much time left, but I kind of don't have much time left. I'm getting up there enough in age that I do need to find someone, and I'm certainly not making the time for myself. So it's equal parts to let you guys know and equal parts to hold myself to it so that like I can actually like commit to it and try to get out there and put myself out there more. Addo, thank you for the 27. And I guess all I'm trying to say on that is that like that is something that is in the works for me. So on the flip side, then I've also been considering like things like Discord. We've had a lot of drama on the Discord over the past like honestly, mostly the past year. We've had drama over plenty of the years in the past, but usually it was like one small thing a year or maybe like one or two things a year. It was never really a big thing. And then this year we started really having some people bristle at the rules, not obey like the moderation, and really having some fights go on with things. And I didn't like that. I think part of what I'm considering doing to one end is I want to maybe take a look at the rules again and try to maybe rewrite them or clarify them to some degree. My past mentality on the rules for the Discord has been that I want the Discord to be fun for people. I don't want this overbearing, stuffy list of rules because to a large degree, everybody should just be able to get along and be nice to each other. Unfortunately, that's me being idealistic, and things don't work out that way. So we've had a lot of people that have gotten upset saying that things are being applied like, I don't know, either haphazardly or like at a moderator's discretion. We've had a lot of people that have asked for clarification on things, and I have had to have many a talk with at least a handful of people repeatedly over those one or two things. So one of the changes that I'm considering right now, and I need to actually do the legwork on it, but it would be basically to institute, for starters, some sort of mod mail type thing on the Discord. And the reason for this is because this is something I think that upset me, is that I didn't really like that I kept routinely dealing with specifically like one or two people. And I'm not saying that person was the problem. I'm saying people were like going through one person. I don't like that. And I'm going to tell you guys why right now. The reason why is because it's very difficult to tell if I'm being manipulated at that point. That is to say that, you know, I'm getting people claiming that, oh, well, you know, people are getting upset, Cad. They don't like these things. But it all keeps coming from one person. How do I know it's not just that one person blowing smoke up my ass and telling me things are worse than they are? So I think what we're going to kind of try to do is try to do this more, again, like mod mail type bot that I've seen a lot of other servers do, where if people do have issues, if people are maybe wanting clarifications on things, they can message the mod mail instead. And that way, I don't have to worry about it coming from one person. And what I'm going to tell you is I don't want people to use liaisons anymore. I don't want to see that. That's really weird because I don't get to hear from the actual person that thinks the way that they do in the problem that they're having. I'm either hearing it word of mouth, or again, for all I know, it might be getting made up and made into something bigger than it actually is. So I think that is something that I would like to set up, is a way for you guys to have a more direct line of contact with the mods without necessarily feeling like you're bothering the mods, without necessarily feeling like your voice isn't heard either, because I want you guys to be heard. There's always some subjectivity in interpreting rules. Yeah, and I think that's one of the other things that I'm going to try to make a post of. I think a lot of the times when I talk with you guys on stream, you hear my voice, you hear my inflection, you hear my tone, and you know how I feel about things. Versus when I have to say these things in DM, they probably come across a lot harsher. They probably sound a lot like angrier or something like that. And the reality is that I want you guys to understand that no, it's like I am being calm and rational on these things, but I think a lot of people don't ever, try to think about things from someone else's perspective. I've had many people over the years accuse me of things. I've had many of the people over the years accuse the mods of things, but they never actually try to think about how it is to be me or how it is to be the mods in these situations. They don't really know why we feel the way that we do about some of these things because they never bother to try and think about it. They just get upset and they're like, well, this is ridiculous. Why are these rules applying to me? And it's like, those are the rules. And that's something I need to be a little bit more firm about, is if there is something open to interpretation, the mods word is law on that fact. But I also want to leave it open for if there's a complaint about a mod, or if people feel like a mod is abusing their power or something like that, they have a place that they can actually turn to. Now, the flip side there is too, though, that people do have to understand that you got to respect the mods, and you can't expect the mods to respect you if you don't respect them. So that's been an issue over time. So it's something I really want to do. Set up a totalitarian AI bot. Well, we do have Megaman bot, so we could maybe just have her cast explosion on people. Never thought I'd hear people using a person like an attorney on Discord. Yeah, and that's why I don't like it. I don't really want to see people like, oh, I'm contacting you on behalf of so and so. No, fuck that. I want to talk directly with the person. And I do mean that. Thank you, Kitsune. I appreciate it. Personality wise, do you like Arturia or Nero more? Arturia, but that's just me. And I think a lot of people find Nero annoying. I'm not one of them, but I'm also not the insane Nero simp type person. I like Nero, but at the end of the day, Arturia is still my preferred personality. Is this like a suggestion box where you can anonymously submit problems? Kind of. It's basically mod mail. And so it's like if you need to send something to the moderators, or you need something dealt with, or you have a complaint, or you need clarification on something, you can get the mods to come help you out. So it's something I'd like to do. And I haven't even talked to the mods about this. Full disclosure, I am going to probably sit down with the mods. I want to talk with them a little bit on maybe expectations and things that I'm going to be looking to see change, but I haven't had the time to do that yet. As somebody knows who I just contacted today, I've been so buried that I'm just now getting around to the things that I needed to get around to post tax season here. So, and again, for anyone that's new, if you don't know, hi, I'm Khadroth, and I'm an accountant in real life. So I straight up just went through tax season. My work schedule was awful. I did stream regularly somehow through that, and it nearly killed me in some degree or another. So basically, I'm just now kind of getting to handling things that I've been putting off for months. So let me say, is that right? I'm not an unfriendly mod. I'm just quiet. Yeah, no, and I do encourage you guys to reach out to the mods. The mods do not bite. I feel like some people make it out to be that way, and I am going to start saying this. I'm going to start cracking down on people that are I think trying to turn people against the mods. If I see you guys trying to badmouth the mods, I will probably remove you from the Discord. I don't mind complaints. I don't like seeing people trying to play to the crowd and whip the mob into a frenzy type deal. Just, again, if to me that's being a bad actor, you're just not being a good person at that point. So I reserve the right basically to remove anyone from the Discord that I don't think is good for the community. And at that point, I would not think you were good for the community. So I am going to start to crack down on some of that stuff. Please understand, it's not meant to be oh, I have no right. No, it's just one of those things where it's we do have to keep civil discourse on the Discord. And for the most part, Discord's been good. I do want to state that this makes it sound like things are terrible, but a lot of this has been the past couple months while I've been in tax season, I haven't gotten to deal with some of these issues. So it's Khadroth. He's a 5-star caster servant IRL. Oh, I don't know about caster. I'm probably more like Lancer. Actually Lancer. What's the little death and taxes, Cad? Yeah. User sent to jail. Yeah, like I said, I don't really mind people having complaints about the mods. I just think there's a way to conduct themselves that's good. And that's all I'm trying to say. But that's Discord. There may be some changes coming to the Discord in terms of channels. I do this semi-regularly. Every once in a while, you guys know I kind of go through and decide to shake things up. I'm thinking about things to make changes to in my particular section of the Discord, and then also maybe overall for the structure of the Discord as a whole. But I don't really have more info for you guys on that yet. But that is one of the housekeeping procedures. Behind the scenes, and whether or not like this happens, I'm not going to have firm dates for you guys on a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about here, because it is very much a, I got to do this on a like case by case basis, and some things will go smoothly and happen quickly, other things will not, and they will take time. But I did want to bring up that okay, so like let's start with stream content and things like that, because I've been talking to you guys about this for a while now. But I have said this, and I do want to restate my stance on this issue, that I love FGO. I'm not going anywhere with regards to FGO, but I do believe that it's at certain times of the year particularly difficult to keep a consistent FGO stream going at this point. And so what you guys may see from me is going to be maybe we start, like the current structure of how I stream is okay, where we do like FGO, and then if I run out of stuff to do that particular day, I do something else. But if there's really nothing going on, like let's say, the JP event's kind of winding down, and we are going to end up with the NA event ending, and we're going to be kind of just stuck in the Trom pre-campaign there. Naturally, I'll need to be like doing servant analysis for the upcoming servants, but in between those, probably not going to be a lot to do. So you guys may see days where I actually just don't stream FGO that day. It wouldn't be a I don't stream that day. It would instead just be a I don't stream FGO that day. So it may be a full variety day getting mixed in here and there. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that like, if you guys see that, don't think like, oh, CAD's not committed to FGO or anything like that. Again, let this stream serve as a milestone marker for anyone that would maybe doubt me that, hi, I've been streaming for 6 years and the majority of it has been FGO. FGO is my bread and butter. I don't have any plans to leave it. But I will say, I do think kind of looking out on the horizon, I see rough waters ahead, at least for either FGO or maybe for even me as a content creator. So I am going to probably try to mix in more variety content from time to time. And part of that is because, again, like I said, I don't find much value in just getting live and spending down my AP. And to be clear as to why that is, we have had some streams in the past that, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't like. And the reason I didn't like it, I can partially blame myself. But just one second. Basically, I kind of blame myself, but you guys know I like to react to stream. I like to read you guys' comments, and I like to give you my 2 cents on things. But there have been times where FGO has not been doing so great. There have been times where basically the community has kind of gotten overly negative on FGO. And it usually happens when there's not a lot going on. During those times, I would prefer to instead stream something else rather than, hey, let's stream FGO on a dead day. There's nothing to do. And instead, chat just fills up with people complaining constantly. Because I get usually asked the same couple of leading questions. It's, hey, CAD, why aren't the devs doing this? Hey, CAD, why haven't they announced that? Hey, CAD, when do you think they'll ever get around to fixing this system that they haven't fixed for years already? And I can answer those questions. I don't mind answering a negative question every now and then, because I like to give you guys my authentic belief on it. I like to talk to you guys about what I think the realistic possibilities could be for your expectations. But there's a point where I've answered that question not once, not twice, not even 3 times. I've answered it 4 times or more. And I would prefer not to keep beating the dead horse. I would prefer to be more positive, to focus more on these things, because that is one of the complaints that I've heard in roundabout ways from people. I have heard people say that I have gotten at times too negative on the game. And I wanted to always reiterate to you guys how much I love the game. And if I ever am critical of it, is because I love it. But I do agree. I don't think there's any good that comes from just perpetually complaining. I want to instead say, you know what? If there's truly nothing going on, let's go do something else. Let's turn our attention elsewhere and let's have some fun. Right? So I want you guys to understand that I think that's the easy way, because I've thought about that long and hard as to how to deal with those sorts of situations. And to a larger degree, I've tried to be more positive and to kind of nip the rants in the bud a little bit and not go like all out on them, because I know people don't like it. So that's kind of me trying to better myself as a streamer, to give you guys something else to focus on, so that you're not so negative either, and so that we're as a whole more happy about things. Time to become a Japanese food reaction tuber. You know, it's funny because that is where like stuff like Media Share Night comes from. We started doing that as a way to have something else to do, and you guys have, for the most part, really liked Media Share. So I think we will continue to keep that up. And that actually does bring up a good point. I have somewhat substituted Media Share for the stream like watch parties that we've done on Discord. Thank you to everybody that has come out for those. I will say though that like we had really good showing for the Avatar watch party, and we had really good showing for the first Konosuba marathon that we did for season 1. But the season 2 marathon, we didn't have that great of a showing for. So I do want to say I'm not opposed to doing more watch parties, but there will probably not be a point to them if people don't show up to them. So I just want to make that clear. I obviously don't expect everybody to show. I don't expect you guys to always be there and stuff like that. But it's just one of those things where don't expect me to keep doing them if it's not having good results, if that makes any sense. I did see someone also ask earlier, what about YouTube? If I am live on Twitch, expect me to be live on YouTube. There have been some points, I have to apologize to the YouTube people, where like on the weekend in particular, I just kind of go live on Twitch and I don't go live on YouTube. That's my bad. It's mostly a just me being lazy thing, so I got to do better about that. I will take full responsibility for that. Cad dating live stream. I kid, please don't kill me. No, I would never introduce you guys to a significant other unless the significant other was happy being introduced to you guys. So today's menu for Cad's family stream. We actually did stream some of that, and that is another one of the complaints that I've had is whenever I'm doing variety content, people have said that I skip around too much. So I do think that part of that is because FGO usually interferes with it. Like it's usually like I start playing a game and then I kind of have to drop it because like busy shit starts happening in FGO. So I think part of it is if we do a little bit more scheduled variety from time to time, that's going to help with that. I do think that can be pretty good. So, Kat, do you have any plans to do analysis for older servants? I actually do quite a bit. Usually where I do analysis is when we get a banner, because I haven't always done unit analysis. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about YouTube content here for a second as well. So I started doing the unit analysis actually about last January. So not this year, but last January. So I've been doing them for about 15, 16 months now. I definitely haven't covered all of them, but I believe last I checked, the playlist has like 100 videos in it now. So we've done a lot of unit analysis. There are like 400 units in FGO though. So that you guys are aware, it's not going to be anytime soon that I manage to get to every single unit in FGO. Usually I try to focus the high rarity people. I try to focus the big ticket people, but more often than not, I try to do units that are relevant to NA as they come up. And I try to do new releases on JP. That's usually my target. The problem that has happened, especially during tax season, and especially with an A in this regard, is JP is doing a ton of banners. NA is getting to the point where it's starting to do a ton of banners. So I've stopped being able to do a unit analysis for every unit that gets a banner that comes out. It instead ends up being only new units on JP, and NA only the most relevant ones. So I will say if there's a particular request to do some of them, I certainly can. But usually it is a scheduling issue, and I definitely get burnt out if I do too much unit analysis. So it is what it is. I try to do as many as I can, but I understand that I can't get to them all within a reasonable time frame. And I'm going to also make this prediction. By the time I would actually get to having covered every single unit on the FGO roster, it is very likely that my first unit analysis will already be becoming defunct by that point in time. So like, for instance, we could even look at someone like Aoko on JP. She is now adding a new quote-unquote meta to the game with AoE carding. We've already kind of known about this meta coming for various reasons, but interestingly enough, you could say that the way that she is going to impact the game will change our perception with regards to carding and farming some. And so that might actually change how other units are perceived, and thus it's entirely possible that units that I've already done analysis on, that those analyses are not completely defunct, but might become so in the very near future. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to promise necessarily to like get every single unit 100% right 100% of the time, but my goal is to try and keep you guys informed. So where's my best way to use Geronimo video, CAD? I mean, honestly, Geronimo is actually a really interesting unit. Like, I would have no problems doing a unit analysis on him, should the need exist. And I think that's the big thing, is I'm trying to focus on need. Now, so that we have full disclosure with you guys, so that you guys are aware. Unit analyses on YouTube, not really doing so hot. I think there's multiple reasons for that. But my channel became somewhat famous for being a guide channel. I have always liked to inform you guys of things. I've done many PSAs, I've done many tutorials, many guides to events and things like that to help keep you guys informed. And I know that that is largely what has driven viewership on the channel. But of late, it has mostly been unit analysis. And there's a couple reasons as to why. Reason number one has to do with the fact that there's not a lot of content for guides that I can make for FGO right now. Reason being, I already kind of made them all. I have people all the time that ask me, Kat, have you done a video on this? Kat, have you done a video on that? And the answer is yes, I have. You just have to know where it is and go look for it. But realistically, I actually have covered the majority of topics in FGO. There are like 2 or 3 videos I haven't made. I'm well aware of what they are, and like they are at least on my like list of things to do. But I have to have the time to do it, and in the middle of tax season, I wasn't going to do it. So you'll have to forgive me for something like that. Now, as we start to talk about future content creation, aka YouTube content, there's a couple factors I think going into that. One is the desire to make more guides, but really not necessarily having the content to do so. That is to say, like, FGO has not really given us that many new mechanics to make a guide on, if that makes any sense. 2 is, you guys know, I do plan on becoming a VTuber eventually, and that may impact my content to some degree. And then I think the third one here is that desire to not constantly just do unit analyses. So I do have things, obviously, like the event reviews where I go over them ahead of time with you guys and talk about my 2 cents from having played the event on JP. I do also have role videos that I used to do. But role videos are, if I said unit analysis is not performing very well on YouTube, that is a vast overstatement compared to role videos. My role videos never perform well, ever. I'm lucky to get like 2,000 views on a role video. I have tried that every which way. I've tried that either by uploading the raw footage. I've also tried heavily edited footage that is succinct and to the point, and even like inlaid with jokes and memes and stuff like that to make people laugh. And the result is no difference. FGO community doesn't seem to care about that in either way, shape, or form. I think individuals do have certain preferences, but it has never translated into roll videos ever performing better than anything else. So it is sad, but it is the way it is. Yeah, new player guide does need updating. I'm aware of it. Do you think we'll finally do some change to bond seas in the upcoming JP Annie? I know it's on their to-do list. I don't know if it'll happen at Annie or not. I think it's a good guess that it might, but I'm not going to be someone that's like, I can't believe they still didn't update the bond seas after they said they would. They've never really given us a timetable for it. They just said that it is something they're working on. So, okay, but your reaction to summoning Morgan for the first time was endearing and iconic. Yeah, no, I think there is good footage in my roll videos, but it's. Usually, I think people don't care to sit through the majority of the roll content. I think that is what it is. I think you guys on Twitch are okay with it. I think people on the YouTube side of things, certainly if you're watching me on the stream, you're okay with it. But I think your average YouTube like video viewer does not care, and they just want to skip to the good part. So I'm not like blaming them. I think it's a difference in standards and what people desire and want. People want tier lists and broken trash statements. Yeah, and you guys know that's not me. I try to be the sane voice in FGO. I don't like tier lists for the simple fact of I believe they usually misinform people. And I don't really like making statements of like, this unit is great, this unit is trash, because a lot of it usually boils down to this master is great, this master is trash, and like people just don't know how to use things. So I don't want to mess with the flow of the conversation, but later, can I ask you about a couple C's I want to get to level 100? Yeah, sure. That's perfectly fine. Watching rolling live is definitely different as people can see your live reaction and interact with you immediately. Yeah, and I do think that also contributes to it, so. People only care if you really act dramatically during the rolls. Yeah, I do think that is it to a degree, and it's like, I don't want to Like, I definitely react dramatically to some things, but I don't want to, like, fake it, if that makes any sense, right? I guess it probably would be more entertaining if I would, but I also know that to some degree that, like, pisses people off when you're, like, just actually, like, hamming it up every 2 seconds. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I got another Mapu tofu. Like, some people are just gonna be like, shut the fuck up, dude. So I get it. I don't mind rewatching the rolls on YouTube. Yeah. So it's like I've for the large part I've cut roll content out. I probably shouldn't. I should probably at least continue to re-upload it, if for no other reason than it allows people to go back and reference it. And I do think it's an interesting thing. Adolfo, thank you for the 19. Congratulations, thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, it's really funny because I've had people be like, "Wait, you're not bigger than this before?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I need to make a post on Twitter, and the post on Twitter needs to be like, hey guys, I'm sorry. I know I don't like constantly meme all the time, but basically like, thank you to those of you that do support me and do like my posts and retweet my posts, because it's the truth. I'm not the memeiest, edgiest guy. I just try to like do the best I can, if that makes any sense. We're gonna make a tutorial video on how to bind a JP account. I might. It really just depends on like how that is handled. So I don't want to like make a promise that I might not be able to keep for whatever reason. Maybe make a best roll moment compilation of past year. I don't know. Yeah. So this is a fun thing, and my mod / editors are gonna hate to hear this, but even though I have not been uploading roll content, I have basically every single roll stream. I do still record them. They're all sitting in a drive, so like people are like, no, low right now as I'm saying that, but I do still have them. So if I ever decide to, I can just basically go and just upload a bunch of them. Sorry, I'm too normal and reasonable. Yeah, it's basically like I have to apologize for not being like on the spectrum and like completely like unhinged at 24/7. Am I going to roll for Constantine? No, I probably will not. Editor's time to review and make a compilation. Yes. And I should say, based off of all this discussion that we are currently having, that, I had talked about wanting to do more stuff besides just servant analysis. Servant analysis is very easy for me to do. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't edit my videos. It should be obvious to most people that watch my content, but like straight up, I usually just try to do it in one shot, and I've become very good at being able to do that. I usually just do it all in one shot and upload it, and that's that. So I try to minimalize the amount of work that I have to do, especially because I try to upload a lot. So I usually have a very like succinct pattern for how I handle things. But I am currently talking with somebody, at least with regards to taking over the YouTube for me. One thing that I kind of came out of the backside of tax season 4 is that like I kind of realized that I can't do this all alone. It's too much. Chat, I work a full-time job. I then come home and I stream. And then I'm also expected to do like YouTube content on top of that. And that is part of the reason that I've adopted the strategy that I have with YouTube content. But, whoops, hold on. I didn't move my mouse. But like straight up, I do need to like do better, but I also need help. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing is a little bit is trying to get the help and trying to make it work better. Can I be honest? I have some criticism on the guide video in general, not actually directed at you. Luis, you're more than welcome to DM it to me though. That's all I ask. And just because like I'm far more likely to like hear people out and be able to react to them in a better way rather than like random comments in chat where I can only kind of give a brief 2 cents. So I think the better way to give me feedback is to actually just DM me. Beans, thank you for the 16. Appreciate it. Congrats on 10,000. Thank you. Gunshots and explosion effects are the key to success. Yes. And then the American flag. Oh, yeah. No, that's I don't want to make it sound like I'm lazy in any way, shape, or form. I think everybody that knows me and knows all the stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes knows that I'm not. I do occasionally get some people that think that I am, and they usually have no idea what's going on. To be fair, a lot of that's on me. I don't let people know how much I'm working on. And y'all are going to kind of understand that here in a minute. To me, I don't watch JP new unit guides for spoilers. Yeah, and I'm aware of that. It sucks. I hate that. This is something that, like, really bothers me as a content creator for FGO. And I explained this to you guys before that I really am beginning to come around to the idea of I wish that NA would catch up. Don't get me wrong. It's terrible if we do because it's probably going to get bungled and it would absolutely wreck the NA server. But the flip side here is I am sick and tired of watching everything get spoiled for people. I literally had a friend the other day who, because they watched my VOD for FGO, got spoiled because another content creator's video got suggested to them that was just a blatant spoiler in the thumbnail, spoiling them for LB7. And it's like, yeah, I hate that. I wish that weren't a thing. And to a degree, stuff like that would still happen, but it would not be as bad. You could reasonably ignore Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit for like 3 or so days while you completed the story if we were all getting simultaneous releases. So I understand. I'm not trying to say they actually need to catch up, but it is something I think that like it bothers me in the fact that like I am between a rock and a hard place. I try to be as spoiler free for you guys as possible, but I also try to inform you of things that are coming up. And all I can say is I try to do my best. It's up to you guys to determine like what you will and will not watch. But also at the flip side, yeah, it definitely impacts my comments, right? Like I know some people just really like do not want to watch the JP content. There's nothing I can do about that. But also at the same time, there's this expectation of, Cad, you got to cover this. Cad, you got to do that. And I'm like, the whole time. I'm basically like in a no-win situation with that stuff. I can't believe she's dead. Spoiler alert. Picture servant on the thumbnail. Yeah. You do the best, Cat. That's why I watch you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, and I try. And if I ever fuck up, please forgive me. It's not on purpose. I don't mean to spoil anyone if I ever do. And to a degree, I also think that may be the case for some other content creators. But there are definite content creators that I know purposely do it. So power is quantifiable because damage is math. But there are many asterisks that comes to servants and FGOs, and servants depend on supports and many things. Well, yeah, I mean, I can give you the example of the servant we just went over last night, who's new to JP, that literally has a passive that most people probably didn't pick up on, the fact that there's an additional heal added to it. And I talked about where that will apply and why, and the things that you can do to it. So it's like, that's something that I think, like, when you're just reading through it, your average person doesn't perceive that stuff. A lot of guides are a pain to make, but I'm sure Avalon is grateful for the thanks. Yeah. Oh, Bob. Yeah. So to make this clear, Avalon does a lot of work, and please always give Avalon your support. And if I ever see anyone treating Avalon bad, I swear to God, I will end you. But like, the point is that Avalon helps me out on a ton of stuff, and I probably couldn't do a lot of things without Avalon at this point. But Proto Avalon, aka before Avalon, we literally had like Bob and several other people that were actually doing a lot of the legwork. And Avalon has been the either fortunate or unfortunate beneficiary of their hard work, and has now kind of taken up the mantle for them. But again, like I never want to make it seem like it's only me here doing everything, but I do a lot of the stuff. And usually where I get people to help me out is where like I can't be in two places at once. I can't literally be working at work and also studying a unit. And so I get some people to like help me out and give me some like cliff notes, or again do some math for me, or again make a like, you know, image or something for me, something that I can do, right? These are the ways, the small ways, in a lot of ways that that people actually can chip in and help me out. He'll murder you if you talk bad to Avalon. Murder threats hold society in check. Yes. But that's like, I'm just trying to see basically kind of also like what it is that you guys want. And I've had people before that have been like, hey, Cad, we really want you to make more guide content. And then I ask, okay, but what do you want more guide content on? And it's usually something I've already made a video on. So a lot of it is, I think I need everybody to go back and actually rewatch all of my videos and all of my content forever throughout the history of time, so that they never ask me a question like that ever again. Obviously, I don't expect that. I do think, like, in general, before you ask a question, it might be a good idea to check the channel. You're very likely to see that there's probably an answer to like whatever system you're not understanding. Like, I had somebody asking about looping the other day, and I said, hey, look, you know, we've got the NP looping explained video. It's one of my older guide videos, but it still holds up. It's still accurate, still to this day. And, you know, I've had people before that ask, like, how does death proc work? How is it calculated? We have a video for that. So it's like, usually I have a video on every single one of these topics. But that's why I said, like, it's kind of hard to make guide videos now, only because, like, the game is very set in its ways. And it's one of the things that I kind of understand. I do also understand that part of the reason that unit analyses aren't performing as well is a lot of different factors. It's maybe general overall interest in the game right at that very given moment, general overall interest in the unit, and also the timing of my release of the video. That is to say, if I am too late with the release of a video, and that's why you got 2 releases today, chat, I probably have people that will not necessarily watch it because they'll have already watched someone else's video. They'll have already gone and looked things up themselves, yada, yada, yada. So I will always tell you guys this, though. You should definitely watch my video, regardless of anyone else's video you've watched. There is very frequently things I put in my videos that you will not find elsewhere. Not always, but there are very frequently things that are in there. So that's why I tell you guys it's usually a good idea, because I usually have a decent set of rules by which I analyze these units and come up with things. Wiki reading stigma. Yeah, I've told you that before. It's like I have people that are like, well, what? He only reads the wiki, and I'm like, yeah. But the difference is I'm literate enough with the wiki to know exactly what I'm talking about. Versus a lot of other people, they can read the wiki and they cannot understand one skill from another. So. I prefer a guide on FGO artists who also design VTuber models like Wada. That's a good question. There's obviously a couple of them. There's Wada Arco. There's the guy that basically drew all the foreigners. And I think there's been a couple more after that, but I'm not entirely certain of all of them. Where's the video about Lartoria and why she deserves to be loved, Cad? Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Chat, would you like less informative videos, like videos that are more I'm not going to say reactionary, but more like discussion oriented? Would you guys like content like that? And the reason that I'm asking this is because I have a couple of ideas of things that could fall into something like that, but I don't really know. Tax evasion guide? I don't think I can legally make that one. Even though I know how, I don't think I can legally make that one. Merlin Fireside chat video, yeah. Example? Well, if I gave you the example, I'd have to give away an idea, right? I guess I don't know, see, I can't think of just a stupid example off the top of my head. Depends on the discussion, but sure, yeah. Comparative videos would be nice. I have made at least 1 or 2 of those in the past. I've thought about making others, but just use FGO speak, share the glossary in private Discord. Yeah, I can do stuff like that. Just watch that one example from The Incredibles. Tax evasion guide for OnlyFans, yeah. A discussion on characters, FGO in general, mechanical updates, things you'd like to see and stuff like that. Well, okay, no, I actually have a better idea. Some way that I can maybe quantify this. So yeah, it could be stuff like that. It could also end up being, would you guys like to see videos that maybe challenge popular conceptions of things? So the community all thinks this, let's explore that. Is it true? A discussion video on why each card type is valid. Do you want to get me canceled? No, I'm just kidding. Cad, can I claim FGO summon rolls as a business expense? That's weird. You would have to explicitly say that you play FGO purely for business, and good luck proving that. Can you also do a timeline guide of how much Sanctquartz you can save for a particular servant? That's a lot harder because, usually that requires me to sit down and do the hand calculations for every single one. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to say that's something I don't have the time for. So it's crap, I could maybe put one of the mods up to it, but hey, mods, raise your hand. Which one of you wants to calculate that? Don't worry, I'll wait. And that's why. That's usually why people don't make content like that. It's not that it wouldn't be informative. It would. It's that it's very difficult to do. And usually it's a lot of work that only some people would appreciate. We do have Chaldea app for the Saint Quartz planner. Yeah, and I think that's another thing too, is like literally you have tools that can help you out with it. Avalon wrote first, so he does it. Puts away my spreadsheet. The great mod Exodus, yes. No, that's like I wanna emphasize this to you guys too. Whenever I ask people to help, usually it's hey, can you help me out? Like, I understand. These people are not being paid to do anything. They are literally helping me out of the kindness of their own hearts and because they also want to help you guys. So I don't really want to put too much of a burden on them because that's the last thing anyone needs is for this to like turn into a job for them, if that makes any sense. How much tank cards you can save between events? Yeah, I'm not going to say it's impossible to do. It's just that, yeah, that's a ton of work. So, but no, I mean, like, I'm open to ideas about stuff like that. It's just whether or not I'll actually do it. Cad, outside of DMing you on Discord, is there a suggestion channel? There is, actually. It's the content suggestion box. And usually we tell people to like throw their stuff in there for media share nights, but I've seen people request games. I've seen people like have, you know, tidbits on things. So feel free to. I don't mind what people use that channel for, as long as it's not like shit posting. It's what I do for my targets per year, and it's why I knew about the St. Quartz per year stuff. Yeah. It's just doing that for everything would be too much. No, I know. I that's why, like, I'm not going to commit to something like that. In those days, people treat you like unpaid customer support for La Single. Yeah, I do think like getting back to like being too negative on stream and stuff like that. That's part of the issue is that you get people that are kind of taking out their frustrations by coming and like asking me the questions they want answers to, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't have the answer. And that is the unfortunate nature of things, is that like I can hypothesize, I can come up with some good ideas and some reasons why things might be the way that they are, but I can never tell you 100% for sure because I'm not a fly on La Single's wall and I don't work for them. And nor does La Single or Aniplex ever really work with content creators. I wish they would. I actually do. I think it would actually foster a better relationship and opinion of them if they did, but they just, for whatever reason, don't want to. So, history of the meta. I joined FGO late, so I'd like to hear about how it was back then. That'd be an interesting one, and I've actually thought about doing a similar video to something like that. It's just, I think the problem with something like that would be that people would naturally be like, no, Cad, you totally forgot about this or that. And so it's like, I could make a video like that, but it'd have to be very like, hey, listen, this is a broad summary. Like, don't take it too seriously, right? At least they let Ina play Camelot. Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to say this. When I say they don't really interact with content creators, I mean that. The only exception to that rule is 2 HoloLivers. And the only reason that they're an exception is because they're corporate VTubers. So it's like literally they have a like contractual relationship. Didn't you do something similar for an April Fool's at some point? I kind of did. It was a very interesting one. Striker, thank you for the follow. Welcome. And Chad, I'm very happy to be in the 5-digit number. So, let me think here. We had kind of talked about the Discord. We had kind of talked about YouTube and content on the channel. Like I said, I did mention to you guys kind of basically becoming a VTuber. I don't have anything hard or fast to announce for you guys on that, but I will go ahead and tell you that you will be getting a date soon, and that currently I am aiming for a late summer debut, if that makes you guys any happier. So that's like right now kind of my agenda. That's what I'm aiming for, but I do actually need to sit down with some people this weekend and hammer some things out. So and out of those two VTubers, one of them actually plays. Yeah, Ina actually plays. I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on Crony or anything like that, but while Crony is funny and entertaining to watch, they could have probably gotten a better representative than Crony to be the second VTuber. Summer CAD version conformed. Start saving your sync quartz. Yes. Soon, TM. Mm-hmm. In general, I don't like VTubers, but I'll stay loyal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because, like, and I'm going to say this, chat, like, I am going to start out and I will probably do VTubing streams regularly for the first little bit there, but I will not be permanently VTuber. I want you guys to understand that I will probably go back and forth. I'll probably do real life stuff and like with a camera, and I will probably also do stuff where I am a VTuber. It's just going to depend on how I feel that day. But that is the main goal, is to work it in as part of my ensemble. Sana would be that second misser. Yeah, I mean Sana's Nami, so and Nami basically has already done a lot of the FGO NA anniversary artworks, so. Just don't get weird. Well, how weird are we talking? Because I definitely would like to do some weird stuff. But like, no, chat, I'm me. You know who I am at this point, so. It depends if he wants to wear pants or not on that stream day. That's a good point, yeah. The case on approach to VTubing. Yeah, pretty much. I know of Lord Athelstan, but I can't say I've ever watched his content. But I will take your word for it if that's what he does. So, how do you know he's wearing pants right now? Aha! There you go. Chat's figured me out. My true secret: never stand up on stream. And then you'll never know, right? Cat is in fact wearing shorts. How do you know, Ash? Have you seen them? What color are they? Aethel does do both? Okay. Dark blue? No. Schrodinger's pants? Yes. City not that holy anymore? Now things are getting interesting? Yeah. You guys will get to see some stuff shortly on that. I can talk with you guys about a couple things as well. I do have a lore video that will be getting worked on. I don't believe that will be ready for my debut because fuck lore videos. Lore videos are not an easy thing to produce. That's all I can say. They're expensive. I have the utmost like appreciation for people that have to put a lot of effort into that, but Cat just wants to stream fully naked. Yeah, I mean, I live in Florida, dude. It's hot. Congrats on the follower count. Thank you, Robo. Cat just wants to become a vegetable. Well, listen, that's exactly how I'm going to become Super Saiyan, right? They wear rig suits. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you have to do to actually do like 3D modeling. So, okay, so chat. There's a fun little tidbit I want you guys to realize. So Aurelia on stream here. My oh god damn it, that's the wrong button. My mascot here, who can animate and do all of these things. Okay, so like these animations are like an animation that an animator worked on so that she could do that. Okay, and like I'm ecstatic that was the thing. But I want all of you to type in like CAD laugh. I want all of you to type in, I think it's Wink 2 or something like that. I don't remember what I named it. Okay. So like, yeah, nodders. There should be nopers as well. All of those Aurelia animated emotes, those were not done by an animator. Those are all me. That is me with Aurelia like mocapping me. I did all of that. So this is why I say, like, people don't even realize a lot of the times how much is going on behind the scenes. My life is a lie. Yes. My immersion. Didn't you say that the first animator for Aurelia did jack shit and you got most of it done with the help of a new one? Yeah, so the actual original modeler for Aurelia, her 3D model here. So, okay, so let's take you guys through a little bit of a history lesson here. Let's get rid of her real quick. So, first chat. First, you had this. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember Bunny? Yeah, and she still said hello with the pop-ups and everything. No? Oh, damn. Yeah, so I had this, okay? And so like she basically like did a lot of the same lines, and this was a fully animated Bunny, okay? And then around the time that I started developing Aurelia, it became this. And that's your 2D Aurelia that did the same thing. Oh, I still have the old models? Yeah, why would I get rid of them? You know how much money I paid for these? So, like, the whole point is like, I've been doing upgrades this whole time, okay? So, like, basically, I started doing that, and it became a little bit cumbersome to do more animations for the 2D version. It's very expensive to do 2D animation. And so I started looking into things like doing 3D. And chat, I literally got told I was an insane person. I had artists tell me off. I had modelers tell me there's no way in hell you're going to be able to do what you're going to be able to do. And they were all idiots and they were all wrong. Which is great. I love the fact that they basically got proven wrong. Because eventually, this version of Aurelia got changed out for this version of Aurelia. Okay, and now you have a 3D version of her. Now, the thing with this is the modeler, I could not find a modeler to do a 3D model of Aurelia. It was freaking awful. It was one of the worst experiences, and why if I ever seem like I'm jaded about artists to you guys, a lot of it comes from this interaction. A lot of it comes from having to find and beg people for help, basically to find the right people to do the right job. Because they do exist, they are out there, but nobody wants to help a content creator. They all want to clutch their pearls and not help each other. So I finally found a modeler that would actually do this. And it was at the recommendation of a very good friend of mine. She was very, very nice, basically. And he agreed to do the model, but he wanted to charge me the full price of a VTuber model to do it. And it is not cheap. The problem with this is he was creating the model from scratch. So I kind of understood that it was going to be a lot. But the man lied to me. He was absolutely a novice. He did not have a lot of experience. And it was pretty clear that he just kind of sucked. Because there were a lot of things that came out of this. And chat, I'm going to be honest with you. The modeler made this model. I can't take away the credit from that for him. But I'm not understating this when I say this. I'm responsible for about 40% of this model. I had to handhold him that much. I had to literally sit there and constantly give the guy feedback and updates because he could not follow simple instructions. He could not emulate in any way, shape, or form an actual like image that he had, and he could not turn it into an actual fully functioning 3D model. So what I got delivered in the end was a 3D model that did not have any sort of skeleton for animation. It barely had any blend shapes for being able to transform anything, and it hardly worked at all. And thankfully, over the years, I have accumulated quite a few talented people and my friends that were able to help me fix this. Because if not for them, you would not have a 3D version of Aurelia that is capable of waving and saluting and basically acting cute on stream for you guys. It was only through them. So I do not credit the original modeler for this. And the reason why, and I've stated this before, I am always happy to give credit to an artist. Unless that artist is a scummy douchebag. If that artist is a scummy douchebag, I'm not giving credit to them. Because I don't want anyone to look at like, oh, hey, CAD used this person. I'll use them too. No, I don't want anyone to have a negative experience based off my account. Right? So it's like, if I don't recommend that person, you're not going to find them on my list at all. They're not going to be credited anywhere because it will have meant that I had a very, very bad interaction with them. And unfortunately, that's not the only guy I've ever had a very bad interaction with. So, but that is what that was, right? Will it be a male or a female model? My model is going to be a male model. It's going to be me. So You'll see some more of that shortly, soon TM. But yeah, so like basically, not today though. Just being clear on that. But basically, yeah, that's what happened. I ended up having to get a wholly separate animator to help me animate her. He helped me actually build the skeleton that you see that is working for all of this. But even he could not end up managing to get this to work in a VTuber program, and I had to get another person who made the quote, "You can't do this, you're crazy, it's impossible to do this," possible. And it was not impossible. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's super easy." And I'm so happy I met that person. And if you're ever curious as to who that is, I cannot extol their virtues enough. It's a person called Feline Entity. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them streaming on Twitch as well. Highly recommend you go check them out. They're very knowledgeable about all things VTubing, particularly 3D. But no, Feline helped me out a ton. If not for Feline, you guys wouldn't have it. So, I think you're right. Yeah. So, but are you gonna have a Doggo Knight model though? I already have a Doggo Knight model. Has chat not seen my Doggo Knight model? I didn't think chat really liked my Doggo Knight model. Is the unfortunate problem. And actually, the person who did my Doggo Knight model is Feline. He's the one that did it. But it's like the chibi model that I have. We have seen it, but I like it. Yeah. But yeah, because of that, I was like, okay, hold on, because like I saw people were like calling me a furry and stuff because of it. I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, I have dogs. They're cute. Why are people turning everything sexual? It's just weird. But anyways, I just wanted to pet the Doge. Yeah. So that is what that was. And like I said, this was a long story, at least to give you guys a walk down memory lanes so that you guys understood just how much work has gone into that. Because like it has not been an easy thing at all to like get any of this stuff done. And really, like I said, I'm kind of beholden a little bit to the people that have helped me out on this, because if not for their good graces, I would not have any of the stuff that I have. But now I have another announcement to make for you guys. And like I said, a lot of that was kind of somewhat leading to this. Let's go ahead and change scenes here. Chad, do you guys know what this is? This is a model done by Ryan Rios. You guys have probably seen me retweet this. Is that a figure? No, this is a model. Been watching its progress? Yeah. I've been supporting its progress. So, when I found out Ryan was doing this, I immediately subbed to his Patreon, and Ryan is somebody within the 3D modeling stuff, and I'm just going to go ahead and make this clear. Yes, Ryan makes stuff for NSFW. It's basically porn. It is what it is. But he has some of the most gorgeous models out there. Period. End of story. His quality is top notch. It is insane. Okay. And I have come away from dealing with Ryan with the utmost respect for him, because Ryan did something that Ryan did not have to do. Ryan gave me not only permission to completely use his model, Ryan also has given me basically permission to get my own done. So Ryan is not going to be making a new Aurelia for me. He's too busy. He doesn't take commissions. But Ryan did allow me to commission someone to turn this model into Aurelia. So you guys are going to be getting a new Aurelia at some point. One that is this level of quality. So, like I said, I figured you guys would probably like one of these. And again, I want to be clear. Most of the time, y'all don't even realize what's going on behind the scenes. And I will probably have more announcements to make on this soon. So, the less anime and more real life Aurelia. Yeah, very, very much very realistic. So, Aurelia 3.0. Yeah, if you will, right? She's gone from 2D to shitty 3D to full-blown crazy top of the line 3D. So, and I have I'm not going to tell you guys who I'm working with on this yet, but I again have the utmost respect and appreciation for the people that I have been dealing with on this already. So, what's the modeler's name? Not telling you yet. But yeah, no, like I mean it when I say this. I to some degree I interact with a lot of artists on a day-to-day basis. You guys know I commission a lot of art. There are artists that I work with that are always a pleasure to work with, and I'm so happy to have met some of them. And then there are others, and I'm not going to like point the finger or name names or anything like that, but there are other artists that have treated me like total and utter trash. There are other artists that have just been as difficult as humanly possible and really just pieces of work. Okay? I hate those people. And interestingly enough, dealing with NSFW artists, I have never had a bad experience. Ever. Not even once. Every NSFW artist I've ever worked with, they've been good. And I find that really funny. It's like, I guess they just are, to a degree, more humble. They are more enthusiastic about their job for obvious reasons. And they actually just do what they do for pure enjoyment. And there's none of this, like, hoity-toity air about them, or like honestly, no, I'm gonna say this: the biggest difference between your average artist and your average NSFW artist, it's kind of like the Giga Chad meme. Your average NSFW artist usually has a much greater work ethic. Usually. Not always, right? And definitely that's not calling every artist lazy either. There's some artists that have great work ethic, but that is usually what I have seen and taken away from in all this. Prudish behavior. Yeah, it's kind of one way to think about it. I've been wondering, do you think your job is where you got the knack for explaining complicated number stuff for FGO? No, in a weird way, right? Like, it definitely helps, but I think I've always been good at teaching people to some degree and trying to like explain things and put things in a different way. I think part of that has to do with I'm a very empathetic person. I like to put myself in other people's shoes, and the other part of that is I'm left-handed, so like my brain works in a weird way. So like I always think outside the box for things. They generally know what side their bread is buttered on. He's good friends that help him with that too. Yeah. My favorite Fade artist is Kosaki. Oh yeah, Kosaki's brilliant. I'm not sure how he is with clients and if he even takes clients. I've never tried to get a commission from Kosaki. And part of the reason for that is because there are some artists that are legitimately so big and so slow moving that you will never get a commission out of them. I love Kosaki. His artwork is beautiful. And the only thing I can say about Kosaki that would be negative, if you will, is that he takes so long to make his beautiful art pieces that he usually only produces like one a month. So I imagine that I would never be able to get to commission him because like it would just, he would have no time to do anything else, right? New Aurelia version needs a full armor version like how Mordred works. Maybe we'll see about that. I will say this, that at the end of the day, I'm very, for many reasons, excited about this. And a big portion about why that is because chat, I do love this model. I don't want to like talk too badly about basically like the model that I have, because there's a lot of people that helped me out with this and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that model. But even with all those people helping me out with it, this version has never been a like fully like operable version. Okay, like even still to this day, she's kind of stuck together with like duct tape and glue, and it works, but yeah, it's very restrictive as to what I can do with her, which is not the reason that I wanted to do a 3D model with her anyways. So do you know any of those artists that do book covers? Book covers? Well, like, what do you mean? Like, is there anything you have in mind for it? Because yes, I actually probably do know someone. Comes down more to preference, yeah. Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I think to a degree it's like the anime style of her is great, but one of the issues that I had, and you guys don't see it, right? Because I don't really ever move that model around too much. But chat, it's a 3D model. I can spin her around. Like you would be able to like see her from every angle in theory. And she is posed in such a way, one, to evoke the old way that the 2D model was, but two, not having to move her around too much means you guys don't get to see some of the weird shaping of the model, which is on purpose. I have absolutely done that on purpose so that it does not give you guys Uncanny Valley vibes. So she spin, yeah. Be for Amazon, both ebook and print. I guess it depends like what level of quality you want and like what you're really looking for in terms of price, Katana. But if you want, DM me. I'll send you at least somebody that I think you could look into. In another universe, Cad became a high school math teacher. No, I'm and this is gonna sound weird. I'm an accountant, right? I hate math. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can absolutely process numbers. I'm not bad with numbers by any way, shape, or form. But math is nowhere near my favorite subject. History would be my favorite subject. So, congrats on the 10,000 followers, Cat. Always appreciate the content. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I always like the fact that you guys come here and you choose to watch me every day. Believe me when I say this, I know none of you guys have to turn on your computer or turn on your iPad or your iPhone or whatever and like actually pull open the stream and watch me. So the fact that right now there are 200 of you here is meaningful to me. I really do mean that. I'm somebody that I used to stream to bigger numbers, and I'm not really sure why my numbers have fallen off. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the community. Maybe it's, I don't know, godly intervention in some way, shape, or form. I don't care. I'm just appreciative to have the people that I have. I'm appreciative that you guys are here at the end of the day. So I watch whenever I have the time. Thank you. And like I said, I hope to at least, provide an interesting enough stream that it's entertaining for you guys. But those were the big announcements that I basically had for you guys. Yes, the VTuber thing is moving forward. Yes, you will get a date soon-ish, I hope. It requires pieces to be in place before I can give you a hard date. And behind the scenes, I have been working on this. And I have more stuff, by the way. But we're not going to talk about more stuff. That's enough for this stream. I have to save more stuff for later. But yeah, I want you guys to at least understand that when I say I'm busy, I mean it. I don't mean that I'm just standing around doing nothing, okay? I have worked with a ton of artists at this point. Some bad, most good. And that's what I also want you guys to understand. Genuinely giddy with excitement. I am. I'm really happy to share this with you guys. And again, Ryan did a fantastic job with this model. Please, 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 please go support Ryan if you guys haven't already. I actually don't know if he streams on Twitch, but actually is probably not the safest click. But if one of the mods could go grab his Twitter for me and link it, I would appreciate that. But again, just be careful. There will be NSFW stuff on it. Always value your opinion. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's this Aurelia business and model talk about? Okay, so Rat, I have an OC, also known as an original character that I created. Tons of people have OCs. They're just they're hand created characters for things. I'm a Saberface guy. I love Saber. So to make a long story short, I got advised a long time ago that for copyright reasons and other stuff, that it's not the best idea to do everything that you can on the channel where it's all just Lartoria, because that could get me in trouble. So basically I was like, okay, you know what, let's come up with an OC. And I started trying to figure out a background and things that I would do. And again, your guys, this is really funny. Everybody always asks who Aurelia is. And I know why you guys all ask who Aurelia is. I don't tell you who Aurelia is. And the reason I don't tell you who Aurelia is because I haven't told you who Aurelia is. And I will tell you who Aurelia is in the near future. But you're not going to find out who she is yet. But yeah, she's largely based off Lartoria. So that's kind of what I did. And a lot of people, I've had artwork commissioned of her plenty of times over, and people actually straight up mistake her for Lartoria, which is I'm sure some people are like, wait, that's just Lartoria, and they probably mean it in a derogatory way. But meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, it is. Oh yeah. like it actually just makes me happy. So the fact that I made a character different enough but similar enough to actually be mistaken for her. So it's always funny when Dan Burrow posts her as Lartoria. It is. I have a good chuckle to myself every time it happens. It's been near future for years. It has, Hardus, and I'm gonna tell you it's probably coming to fruition sooner than later. I don't have an exact date for you guys, and the reason I don't have an exact date, I need time. I need time to work on these things, and usually the problem that I have is I spend too much time doing other things, because chat, in order to give you guys Aurelia's lore, I have to sit down and write, and in order to be able to write, I have to have a clear head. I have to not have concerns over the top of me and things that I need to be doing, things that I'd be putting off, right? I actually can tell you that I did do some writing here recently because I had a brief moment like that, and I got to finally resolve one of the big hiccups that had been holding things up for that. So there's still a couple others, but I should be getting there soon. Could you possibly make it where we could ask Aurelia simple questions? I might need a coder's help with that. And I don't know if anyone in chat has that expertise. I have asked before, but I think that might be like a chat GPT type thing, and I might be able to like make something like that work though. Kat has a character reference sheet on the Discord. I can't find the command for it, but she's got a lightsaber in Doge Knights. It's not a lightsaber. It's a legally distinct and somewhat different lightsaber. It's totally a lightsaber. Anyway. Yeah, Kaido did it. Kaido's one of my good friends. And also, go support Kaido if you guys haven't. He's going through some stuff right now. I've talked about this before, but you can see his hiatus is bedridden. Kaido actually had bone tuberculosis that he had to get operated on fairly recently. And he actually just recently, he's been going through recovery, but he actually just recently got some good news. He's going to be able to walk again eventually. That was up in the air for a while. He wasn't sure that he was going to be able to, so... It's a sort of beam. Yeah, it's a beam sword. I'll give you guys an official name for it at some point, but... Currently playing through Harlot on CN. Pretty neat. Nice. Actually, wow, they're already there? Holy crap. They expire outside the Discord after 24 hours? Yeah. You can't use a Discord link, but you can use Kaido's actual, like, Twitter link. It's a big photon dagger. Yep. Yeah, actually, Bob, if you want to, like, I don't know if you can set up a command, but it'd be like hashtag Aurelia or something like that, and you want to just, like, pin Kaido's tweet there, that'd be great. Trying to link the Doge Knights. Oh, the Doge Knights should also be pinned in the Aurelia art channel. You'd probably have to go all the way back to the beginning, though, to see. Doge Knight is the other mascot. It's my little dog character that you guys see in the animations all the time. You have an easy example I can show you guys of him. Yeah, I mean, the emotes are Doge Knight, so. I mean, I'd give some coding stuff a shot. I'm a back-end guy, though, so I don't expect anything pretty, but send me a DM if you'd like. Sure, yeah. Actually, do the reverse. Sturge, send me a DM. And the only reason why I ask is because I will absolutely forget if you don't. But we can talk when I get some time. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. I am a god. No, you're a Bob. But yeah, so like I said, I was ecstatic to see Ryan come out with this model. It's beautiful. And dear God, like when I saw that he was working on this, I was like, it was like a light went off. Like I literally had an epiphany of like, what if? And I've ever since. So are they kind of like comic relief characters? Or are they more like minions? The Doges, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Comic relief and minion. So. Did you know that if you read Bob backwards, you get Bob? Yes. She has the strut. Yeah, I had to pick a safe for work image here, so. 50 turns of rat extermination into me? Yeah. Let's go do the CQ since I told you guys we would do it. Blip, 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 blip. And I still technically need to spend the rest of my AP down on JP as well. Odysseus, yes. Time to bully rats, yes. How much did you wail on the Arturia jiggle physics? What are you talking about for that model? So I don't want to make it sound like that model is my responsibility in any way, shape, or form. It's not. Ryan did that model. I did not put him up to it, and all of her capability is Ryan. Okay, like I just realized Ryan was making it, and I decided to support him making it. That's it. It's pure and simple that. And then, like I said, Ryan was very nice to me, and Ryan granted me the permission to do it. And like I said, I cannot emphasize to you guys enough how rare something like that is in the art like world. Usually, an artist like that would be like, "Fuck no, you're not able to use my shit." So, like, the fact that Ryan actually gave me the permission is like, I can't believe he did it. This is one of the CQs that Taisui is actually really suited for. I don't believe you. Don't you dare lie to me. Fool me once, chat. Use the Saber Okitan? No, Okay, chat. Tweeny Little has a massive amount of HP, but their max HP will decrease every time they multiply. When a little maid goes away, Tweeny Little will multiply 3 times. The battlefield fills up with little maids. Tweeny Little will go on break time and start gradually recovering their lost match HP. Okay, I definitely see why Surf Mo's a thing. Chat, do I need a do I need like invuln pierce or anything? Like I said, I think I do, but only because the rats have dodge. I win. Thank you for the 62. So is this Ryan person an SSR? The way I want you to think about this win is amongst 3D modelers, Ryan is like a 6-star. Like he's really good. I don't think there's anyone out there that makes models that surpass his, at least that I've seen. I'm sure within like video gaming there is. I haven't seen anyone outside of video gaming that does. Spartan, they give her the 66. Congrats on the 10K. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Spartan is one of our first people to 5.5 years. You don't just punch them before NP? Oh, true. Okay, so if that's the only gimmick, then that's fine. Let me get Surfmo in here. Oh, I would love it if we got that from the CQ. I don't think we will, but I would love it if we did. Let's use my Tammy Mammy. I do want to keep her in there, so wait, do we have a damage bonus see in this event? No, we don't. We don't have a damage bonus. Then it doesn't matter really what I use. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and use Black Grail. And then just to be on the safe side, let's do something like that. Never did much damage to the main rats. I mean, I assume every time they multiply, the main rats lose health, right? Defensive buff removal before or during an NP. Yeah, that's why you guys were recommending whatchamacallit, right? Odysseus, because he has it. But I don't mind doing this. I don't mind looping over it with this. Wait, hold on. Is this what I actually want? I probably want another Prismacosmos on her, actually, just in the off chance that I need to use her in P, because I get the strange feeling this will devolve into like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not 3-turning, and now all of a sudden I have to go the distance. Let me get rid of those. Should make it easier to see the additional Prismacosmoses. There's one. And that should be fine. I'm not going to be able to do anything about the other Castoria, so it is what it is. What's up, Cad 10K? Thank you. Appreciate it, Nez. How are you doing? Oops, Sashi easy. Okay. Yeah, and the only reason I'm keeping Maid Alter back here, chat, is because of this. I have to actually get Maid Alter to her next bond point if I want enough coins. So it is what it is. There we go. Can fit the heroic portrait. I'll leave plug suit in, but I actually don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. You think Surf Mode can do 2 million damage? Not in one turn, no. When you finish Surf Mode, did you pull Simi? When you finish Surf Mode, did you pull Simi? I think we stayed for Simi. Because I think I got Surf Mode done before Simi, was how it worked. One for a lore and one for a grail. Oh, really? I only knew about the one for a lore, so. Is there any other 4-star C other than events where you might want more than 2 MLB copies? Usually they're gimmick Cs at that point. So, I mean, like, obviously things like Imaginary Element and stuff like that have charge. But excluding stuff like that, the only other ones that I can really think of that you would want more than 2 copies would probably be things like Starbomb or Taunt. But that would be it. Okay, wow. Holy crap. I didn't even get a turn and they multiplied. Was not expecting that. But it shouldn't really matter. Okay, so we do actually get rats that are arts resist. So let's actually try to get a sort of perfunctory NP off here from Castoria. That way we get a little bit more damage. I only ask because my herder brain can't bring myself to burn and feed them. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm someone that likes to keep like 2 or 3 copies of every C. But, you know, there's always the second archive if you don't want to burn it. Cat-type servants in your party can stun them. Cat-type servants. So not Tamama. Because Tamama's a fox, and foxes are not cats. Oh, their HP is actually going down by quite a bit. Oh, sweet, another Castoria NP. Don't mind if I do. Also, chat, Mordred has Drain. Which, it's not guaranteed by any means, but it certainly can do enough. Habatrot is a cat, so she works great. Habanyan? Yeah, especially because it's caster, so. Doman also? Wait, Doman's considered a cat? That's weird. I don't know why he would be considered that. But there may be some lore there I don't know about. Is it really a lore in the same continuity as CAD, VTuber, Alter Ego? Okay, so. Yes. And that's all you're getting, chat. Yes. I haven't actually revealed that yet, but yes. He's MP2 DaVinci writer for this quest with Castoria, cleared it in 11 turns in DVR, used her NP every single turn. It was glorious. Oh, I fully anticipate that Mordred's going to use the NP every turn. And the only reason that I say that is just simply because it's Mordred, and Mordred has some of the best NP gain in the game. So I'm not going to be at all surprised by that. Okay, so what the hell are you giving these things now? I'm just going to do it like that. So far, I have enough damage getting dished here that even with the arts resist on some of these, it's not enough for them to actually live. Could have done 2 turns if I had the right servants, yeah. I mean, I think you probably, I assume, because you used Yang, you just kind of blitzed it. And I'm sure you can, but I'm just gonna do it the way it's quote unquote intended. So you can see the rats are gaining some charge, but it's not like immediate. Oh my god, enough. So now this gets at least a little bit spicy. And the reason why I say it's getting a little bit spicy is because Mordred has lost her arts ups, and I am not likely to get them back for a hot second. She will certainly still full refund, but the issue is going to be, does she actually have enough to kill off the other rats? And I don't know the answer to that. So we'll hope to God that that's the case. And I can min turn with one of my favorites is what I'm trying then. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the same reason for me. It's like chat said Odysseus, and I do agree. Odysseus, Da Vinci Rider, they're probably both great. I'm just using Mordred. Why? Because it's a saber face. Surfmo's MP5, right? Yeah. MP5 with a super black grail, but yeah, I think the arts resist one lived. Yep. Okay, so 2 of them actually end up living. I don't know if they had like special defense or something like that. Oh, the weird thing is too, Mordred actually drained the rats, so they didn't get an NP off. Interestingly enough, though, we're actually going to go ahead and use this opportunity to switch for Tamamo. And based off of that, I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these. And we're going to go ahead and drain yet again. So I, again, am not sure whether or not we will actually manage to clear here, but we're going to try. I should definitely kill the lower HP ones. I don't know if we'll have enough firepower to kill the 100k. Rats are charmed the whole time they're in the first break bar. Yeah. Who do you pick to roll more, Summer Mellow or Weisigi Kenshin? Ooh, I don't know. They're probably both just MP1s for me right now. But maybe Weisigi Kenshin I might go a little bit higher. Just because, like I said, I actually like the fact that she's a single target, like, buff remover. That's arts. I think that's going to be really strong against bosses. But my JP account hasn't used her too much. My NA account will certainly. So we'll just have to kind of play that by ear. Okay, now I at least have Surfmo's arts up back. This is spicy because Surfmo can keep draining, but also might not. So I'm going to have to potentially scuff this turn if Surfmo drains. There's nothing I can do about that. This is just pure and simple. Oh, 199 on Castoria, that sucks. This is just pure and simple. If it's the case, then I have to just go back and not use the Castoria NP. So I have to watch out here. Love the Gudu Gudu units. Yeah. I mean, again, you guys know I'm not like the hugest Mellow fan in the world. There's a lot of people that like Mellow, so I'm taking nothing away from it. But like Summer Mellow is a legitimately good unit. Okay, looks like we didn't get the drain. That's actually ideal. Should mean the rats will NP right here. Maybe. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, maybe eventually. And actually, it'd be kind of nice to have the rats actually attacking here because I should actually get some charge finally. But it will make it a little bit spicier because I'll have to deal with that, which is going to be a little nasty. Okay, now the rats have 150k each. But that's also kind of a double-edged sword. It means that they will drain faster as well. So we're going to do one of these. Surfmo should full refund, so it should just come down to a matter of damage. So we're actually going to take the free charge for Castoria there, as she should be able to get back to full with a both triple arch chain from 42% plus Tamamo's NP, giving her basically like what 27.5% or something. There you go. You can see she's at 62. She's going to get quite a bit of that right here. And then her arts card should finish off the last remaining percent. Actually, no, I probably don't even need it because I have the I have Prisma Cosmos, so she would have gotten it anyways. I could have gone ahead and used the other one. Well, no, I did still need the triple arch chain, so it doesn't matter. Also, holy hell, why the hell are you nuking Tamamo that hard? Even with her defense up, that's spicy. Okay, looks like the rats are ready to NP once more. I actually think we're going to go ahead and pop that. We're going to basically just utilize this to get even more Tamamo like cooldown reduction and or healing. And And I'm actually probably just going to go ahead and use that on Castoria there to get the cooldown going. So basically, we just line it everything up. If you guys are ever using an art system with Tamamo in it, you usually want to put Tamamo's NP last. And the reason why is because, again, for no other reason than charge. Obviously, you get skill cooldowns. Obviously, you get healing. That can be nice in any way, shape, or form. But typically, you're not, if you don't put Tamamo last, you're not getting that free charge out of it. You're just going to end up wasting some of it. So yeah, you get the OC to get even more, and you actually get to utilize it. And you can see, frickin' Surf Mo's looping like 150% with her arts buff, so. She drained. It happens. So the real question is somebody going to get through? Yeah, it looks like that's going to be a problem. So let's go back. Let's actually, oh, whoops, that's JP. Hold on. Actually go back and do that. And that's just, this is sort of an issue you get with Surfmo and Scritoria to some degree as well. Is like sometimes they drain and there's not much you can do about it, and you just have to pay attention to it and not let it happen. Like, or again, just play the hand that you're dealt, which is a possibility. The problem is that I would have is that then I would have to deal with, oh no, now suddenly here the rats are like making a move and they're gonna kill Castoria. If I had a different Mystic Code on, this would maybe be a little bit more doable, but sadly I don't. So, and really, there's not much I can play at the moment. Huh? Huh? I'm confused, chat. Why is draining a bad thing? Because I used Castoria's and P that turn. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do this then instead. You get twice the cooldown? Okay. Yeah, I assumed that was a fight-specific thing. So we're basically just going to see, does she still drain? And she did. I saw charge loss go by. So, yeah, and this is perfectly fine. The only problem is, one, Surfmo has a ton of defense downs, and two, Tamamo's already been beaten half to death. So if Tamamo gets beaten half to death again, she dead. But at that point, like, better to lose one unit, get the other Castoria back in, and keep going, than to, you know, lose everything. I'm more worried they're going to hit Mordred and kill him, but... Okay. That's a death. Tammy goes down there. It was unfortunate, but we did swap her basically for the Castoria, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Now, NB4 Surf Mode drains again. That's the actual hilarious thing if it happens. We're going to go ahead and use the other Castoria card, try to get her working back to her NP. I could have probably gone ahead and healed Tamamo and she might have lived. The only problem is she'd have been a life support even then. Tamamo got eradicated, yes. I'm so pissed off at the Castoria banner. In my main account, I got 2 Barghest, 2 Saber Spooks, and a Caster Spook. In my streaming account, I got 1 Percy, 1 Zerkalot, 1 Herc, no Castoria. Oh. Yeah, Castoria is always one of those where it's like, you feel so happy when people get her because she's really just that good of a unit that you know that she can, like, I'm not going to say make or break an account, but she really can help an account along. And so it always sucks when people can't manage to, like, get a hold of her. 686, really? Okay. Now we got that. Only have Surfmo's thing, but this should be against 3 enemies. I'm willing to bet Surfmo's gonna do enough here. I'm hoping. If she doesn't, she doesn't, but we're going to have to try. That's my RNG right there. Yep. Yeah, did you already make a video on any 7 GSSR? Or no? No, I don't think I did. You would have to go back and you might be able to find my like old NE7 GSSR pick, but I don't think you could find my perspective really on the whole thing. Because a lot of the times how I think about my account is different than how I advise you guys. Not as a like type deal where it's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do what I do, but more as like just being one of those things where like my account usually has different parameters it's looking for than your average account does. That's spicy meatball. So it looks like right Castoria isn't NP2 if I had to bet. Yep. So just stuck at NP1. I feel like you do more damage to the rats with the drains than anything else, so I feel like killing offside rats is more important than trying to actually like we're just gonna generate some stars there. Who did you pick for your SR ticket? Yeah, I picked Lalter. I had a couple choices. One of them was Faker and getting an additional NP level of her. The other was basically, I'm trying to think. It was one of the newer 4-stars. It was someone else I didn't have NP5 of. But and then I was like dancing back and forth between Lalter and Salter. And I kind of just determined that more than anything, I probably wanted the coins for Lalter because that makes it so I only need one more copy of her. But it is what it is, and I'm just gonna have to do what I have to do. And so I'll probably be rolling a Jack banner later this year, even though she's a permanent rate up because Jack just never spooks me anyways. Okay, you shouldn't have dodge anymore. But I am gonna have to watch since it clearly just gets kicked off the bar. Let's do that. And unfortunately, we're going to be a little bit vulnerable here this turn. But you know what? Let's just make sure we're focusing something else. We'll actually do full-blown Mordred card chain there. I still don't have Jackets Wild. Yeah, Jack's just been a weird unit for me. She like when she first came out, she was the best assassin in the game by far. It was not close. And I tried to get her and I did not. And then she ended up spooking me on my horrendous NP1 Lartoria rolls. And ever since then, I've never gotten another copy of Jack. I have on JP, but not on NA. I'm a little bit wary of that Surfmo. Please no. Okay. All right. Looks like everybody got the dodge, but I assume if I just kill the rats, they're dead. So let's just do that. Bonk. GG. 13 turns, it wasn't 11, chat, but yeah, I think we basically impede every turn. So again, Surfmo kind of just whack for that. She's one of the top refunders in the game, and her really only competition is Squirtoria, who's a single target. So it's like the two of them are from Summer 1, and they are still both cracked as all hell can be when it comes to their refund capability. Damage certainly leaves a little bit to be desired, but yeah, you can see there was no issue there with getting enough charge. It beats my 50 turn kill. I'm sure. And really, like we had to scuff the one time, but it was only because of like a weird drain situation. So outside of that, it's like realistically that fight was never really in any trouble. I never ended up popping her dodge either, so. How many turns I didn't see? That was 13. I guess we'll do another 90 plus here, because again, on NA, I have nothing better to do. Oh, wait, hold on. That needs to be Koyanskaya. This happens to be all the time playing two servers, chat, where, like, if on one server I'm taking Koyanskaya and on another server I'm taking Castoria, I mix them up, and I take the wrong support on the wrong server. I hate that. It's awful. I wish I didn't do that, but it happens. That's the problem with, like, losing track of what you're doing and multitasking a little too much. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. Guys, look at the level 2 more Cs to level 100. Yeah. Okay, so level 4 Cs to 100, so I want to keep 2 in the bank for later. Sure. Was thinking of Like a Lady and Made in Halloween. What do you think? Like a Lady was for the 20% in P game. Like a Lady and Made in Halloween. Like a Lady was the Christmas one that we just had. That's 50% charge and is it NP gain and healing up? Usually I'm gonna recommend Made in Halloween. Made in Halloween is basically like just the best healing CE in the game, like bar none. It's just really freaking solid. So that's kind of going to be my go-to. And the reason why is because it's going to give it a lot more health. So if you ever have to solo anything, it's going to make it a lot easier to have a level 100 Made in Halloween. In fact, I don't even think I've level 100 in mine. So thank you for that reminder. I need to go do it on NA because I've done it on JP, but not on NA. I will say Like a Lady is probably not worth, but if you really don't have any other CE that gives you the 50% charge in the NP game, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's actually going to be perfectly fine in that regard. So I do think there are better options you could get, but if you don't have easy access to them, there's no point. So just go ahead and level 100 it. This upcoming GSSR, I didn't pop the Mystic Code, did I? Oh, it still worked. And I didn't pop the Mystic Code. Makes me glad Koyan's in a 1 in 3 chance. Yeah, there's a couple ones from some of the GSSRs that are coming up that are really nice. Like, there's like 1 or 2 banners on them where it's like, I'm not saying everyone should pick that banner, but if you do, it's really good for you. Has there been another gotcha game that looked good that you wanted to try? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, chat. Where's that coming from? Oh, Manor Lords, thank you. I was like, the shit? The chat, this is the one that I want to try. It's Snowbreak, but I saw a bunch of people tweeting about that today, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, holy shit. That's just, they know what they did. Wait, Snowbreak still exists? Apparently. Booty Nurse becomes the companion cube perfection? Yes. I thought it was Wuthering Waves. No, it's a game called Snowbreak. I when it came out, a couple people tried it out. I know CZ has played it. I don't know if he's still playing it. I assume he is, because I feel like I saw CZ playing it not too long ago. But I don't know what state the game's in. I just know that like it quickly faded into like it was not like getting talked about every single day. And so it is what it is. I heard about it too, but I already play 5 gacha games. Yeah, in all seriousness, no, I'm not really looking to play new gacha games. I do have Wuthering Waves on my radar. I do have the Girls Frontline 2 on my radar, but Outside of that, like, unless a gacha game's doing something really unique or different, I probably don't care. To be fair, though, maybe my attitude will change, chat. Maybe I will try out dating here, and I will, like, be wildly unsuccessful and determine that, like, women just hate me and that I will forever be alone. And at that point, maybe I just decide to go, like, full-blown, like, Coomer Gotcha man. I don't know. About Reverse 1999, no, never really had the interest. More dogs? Yes, I can become kind of like the counterpart to the crazy cat lady. I can become the like the Duff dog daddy. Let's see here. So I was actually trying to think about how I wanted to handle this node. Actually, yeah, let's take Castoria. And then what I'm probably gonna do is, no, not Mozart. Is I'm probably gonna use Obeberon. And we're gonna see whether or not it will kill. Because this is the only thing that I can come up with, really. You can 3-turn it with Sieg and double Castoria. Give him MLB damage sheet. Well, for starters, that plan doesn't work because I don't have MLB damage sheet. And then second of all, yeah, no, I mean, if that's the case, I probably could do it with Sieg. Wait, Sieg and double Castoria. Could he? Well, yeah, I guess with the damage sheet, he would have enough against what's her face. You know, I've realized my critical mistake here. I did not handle that one well. Probably should have let it go, but it be what it be. Let's go ahead and let it fly. Let it rip! She just dragon, so skill 3 works. Is she dragon? I didn't think she was. Two Castorias and 111 summon? Jesus. That is lucky. I basically had a very similar equivalent to that happen to my JP account. It is why I have NP2 in my JP account. And I still look back at that as like one of the luckiest luck sack things that ever happened to my JP. Okay, so we're going to try this. And we're going to hope that this is enough. I may have to scuff. But if this works, this will work really nicely. Old school Green Day, when they were actually good. The most I ever got was 2 Nero Summers and 1 10-pull. Oh, listen, Past Me wants to strangle you for that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that actually did work. There was a little bit of damage variance there, but that was actually pretty solid. Ibuki has so many traits. Yes, she does. And I'm going to be honest, even if this doesn't 3-turn, this is still a very easy comp that I will vote. Well, that's kind of a problem. was not expecting no cards. Yeah, I probably need to invert that and put Oberon in first, and then rotate him out in favor of Castoria. There you go. Yeah, that's so Sieg definitely works, chat, but do you know who works better than Sieg? Castoria Berserker, who gets double niche against shooting. So like, it's a thing. Alice, yeah, Alice is actually probably great for this. And honestly, I'm glad to actually see them do a 90 plus, or sorry, 90 plus plus, where like the unit actually works well. Because I feel like there's at least been a couple where that hasn't been the case. So I hear you, but what about using Sun OG? You probably can get away with using him. Excuse me, he probably does work. Now I just need people that have MLB of not the gold C, but the bronze. But it's okay. I can use gold for now. Damn it, I didn't change the party. So the reality is anyways that I need to do this, is it kind of works better. Why is it that weird MFO in place of the master? Weird MFO. MFO. Huh? I'm confused. Oh, mofo? Wait, what do you mean though? Because like it's the master. Or are you talking about something else? Hey. You know, I probably could just get away with using the Mystic Code in this turn. Next year, I'm only going for 3 units. Draco, Bakatoria, and Kenshin. Thank you, Clairvoyance, for only 3 desirables. Yeah, I think there's a big reason to roll for a lot of units in the game, but it still ultimately determines, like, or comes down to really, like, whether or not you actually, like, desire them. Because I feel like, while units can be different and distinct, it's just one of those deals where it's like you don't always have to have the new unit. Like chat said, you can literally get away with Sieg and old welfare in this node. So at the end of the day, you don't have to have even someone like Ask. Ask is just working really well for me right now. I picked Galwain because she's big and adorable. Yep, absolutely can. She's also story locked, so it's not a bad idea. Can you sell chat on why we should roll for the cursed name that shall not be mentioned? Well, honestly, Janako, I actually do like the upgrade that they did for her, but to me, she's a rather hard sell. It's kind of like Constantine. Constantine is not a bad unit. Constantine is just not a unit anyone needs. So it's like, you can go for him because he's fun to use, and Janako's very similar in that regard, but you also don't need to go for them. Like, there's probably, if I'm going to tell you to, like, say, for instance, roll for a Moon Cancer, I'm probably going to tell you to roll a different Moon Cancer than Janako. So she is better than she used to be, but to me, she's still kind of bottom of the heap, at least with regards to, like, the Moon Cancers overall. I do think she's definitely usable. She's definitely tanky. And at least now more so in a, like, party setting than she kind of used to be, but I still think it's like, yeah, usually you're going to want a more, like, probably a more, like, specific role for the Moon Cancer. Like Arc? Or, yeah, or even, like, someone like Summer Kiara at that point, too. So, Bronzen will be on Castoria. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, chat, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these 5 AP quests that you guys see popping up, those are for the Sono G copies, right? Like these? Yes. Okay. I figured. Did they drop anything? Or is it literally 5 AP and a cloud of dust? Mats, only mats, some random mats. So, when you say random mats, are you meaning Ascension mats, or are you meaning like materials for the shop? Also, holy cow, that's a lot. Give me this. Actually, I haven't like bought anything from the shop in a hot second. Which there was. Did I buy all the CEs from the shop? I didn't think I did. Maybe that's why I don't have a ton of materials yet. JP still has a long way to go, though, so I'm not particularly worried about this. But basically, you guys can see I just come in here, and usually it's the way I operate in a shop is I just kind of buy the most important stuff first. I would have bought the event CE as the very first thing, and then I would have kind of gone down the list, taking them in order of most to least important. So probably after this, I'll jump down to things like the eggs and stuff like that, and just try to. Actually, you can see I already actually bought some of the eggs. Ascension mats, okay. Yeah, as long as it doesn't have actual drops, because that was the only reason why I was concerned. Let me see if I can see what's actually in the nodes. As far as moon cancers go, who's stronger, Ark or Kiara? This is a really interesting question. That would make a very like weird but good comparison video because I think they have different strengths. They're both AoE, but one's AoE arts, the other is AoE buster. And a lot of what Arcuid can do, she is strong because of her ability to charge 100%. She's strong because of her ability to charge the rest of the party. And she works very interestingly in certain settings. But then on the flip side, you have Kiara, who just does a ton of damage. And Kiara's only real issue is she doesn't refund very well. But in a challenge environment where you get to use cards, it usually is not a big issue. So to me, it really comes down to like, which do you care more about, say, general farming applications or like actual challenge content where you might need a moon cancer? Because a lot of people will just sit there and they'll run around with Arcuid and they'll kind of throw her at a node because she's a really quick, easy unit to use. You can slap a Black Grail on her and she can do good damage as well. But then there's also these scenarios where it's like most people are probably going to instead just take an actual effective unit. So it's up to you to determine kind of what you want to do. You will go review moon cancer? That's possible. We'll see. What about Summer Kiara? Oh, sorry. That's what I was talking about with Summer Kiara. Were we asking about Summer or normal Kiara? Feathers, Deku Nuts, Spiritron Orbs, Fluffy Tails, Snake Oil. Oh my god. Are you saying I actually get the... Wait, Snake Oil or Snake Eyes? Because there's some differences there. Have we gotten anything on fandom for the 5 AP quests? No. My mind defaulted to OG. No, it's fine. My mind defaulted to Summer, so I realized when you said that I might not have like actually answered the question right. Then a G quests are fairly easy. Yeah, I just want to like double check to make sure like there isn't anything in here. I'm checking app media right now. Yeah, there's a high difficulty and a super difficult quest. I wonder if that's what they're going to start to do now, is they're going to start to give 90 plus challenges, which I'm not going to say I hate the idea, but I am going to say that like I have this weird relationship with the devs when it comes to challenge content that like I enjoy challenge content, but I don't enjoy challenge content that takes way too long and is like super like college thesis-y for the amount of effects that are going on that you have to consider. So like I find that you can make a simple challenge that is still challenging, and that's usually probably faster and better to do than to make a super convoluted challenge. Here's the mission list. I don't know. Anyways, chat. Congrats, Mr. Khadroth. I hope you're enjoying your night. I am. Let's go back to NA chat. And you're probably like, but Cad, why are we going back to an A? You were just looking at JP and doing JP things. Wrong, chat. You've been bamboozled. Draco main issues when you're facing extra classes. Yeah. Victoria only has to worry about farmers. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Draco bad, Zerctoria better. But I will say that, like, I think at the end of the day, Draco's main deal is just being able to deal a crap ton of damage to, like, you know, the main classes. And that from there, it instead turns into, like, other stuff. So we have Constantine. We have Miss Cleo show you the way. We have Castoria. And we have the rats. Let's see if we can get more copies of the rats and or Tamamo chat. What do you say? In honor of hitting a special milestone. I said don't put words into my mouth. Yeah. But like, I guess all I'm trying to say is that Draco is definitely a very good unit. I really like Draco. Castoria does some interesting stuff, but even still, Castoria is going to have her own issues. For instance, her refund isn't the best either, so she's largely dependent on having enough charge to do things or getting the right cards. I do think Draco also has an interesting issue with that because she's got the triple buster deck, which is, again, just odd for a choice, but I kind of get it. 70% charge, a hell of a drug, though. Oh, it is. It is. NP5 Constantine celebration. No. Howdy Cad, love the videos. Thank you, Grim. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Got double overall when he first came? Dude, that's to a large degree, it's actually pretty lucky. I've seen a lot of people. God damn it, crotch clown. I've seen a lot of people that like didn't see any point to getting a second copy of Oberon, and I'm not gonna like fault them for that, right? Especially if you're more free to play. But I do think there is something to be said about having that second copy if you're going to use Oberon as a damage dealer. And it's not super common, but there will be a couple times coming up, chat, where having Oberon at NP2 will actually be really nice. Like, you'll just have an easy solution to things. So, that's something I noticed while playing on JP, and that's why when he came to an A, I was just like, you know what, let's just go ahead and NP2 him. So, like I said, to a large degree, getting that double pull is actually really good. Spooked me when I just wanted Bargy. Yeah. It's really funny because, like, and I've said this before too, that one of the reasons why when I was making the 4-star ticket video that, like, I didn't try to discourage anyone from picking Barghest or Baobomb, but I did say, like, listen, they are like some of the most summonable units across the next couple of years here. Just because, like, post LB6, they're on a ton of banners, and usually, like, people end up either going like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to roll her right out of the outset when she first comes out, or crap, I didn't have the funds back then, or maybe I wasn't sure, and now I'm sure, and now I want to roll her again, so they just wait for the actual banner. So the one good part about that is, though, is especially with the 4-star ticket, you can use it to shore up things that are like, oh man, I just had like 4 copies and I just wanted the 5th so I wouldn't have to roll again. That's always really nice if you can do stuff like that with the ticket. Got my FP and managed to get a few C's to level 100. Feels good. Nice. Want to roll out mine? I only have 33.5 million. To be fair, chat, I'm down about 1.5 million. I have done some FP rolling, just not a ton. I breaking into that 33 is gonna take a while. Yeah, it's equal parts procrastination, equal parts like not really needing to level CEs because I have very good CEs already leveled up, and equal parts I do enough boxes at a lotto that if I don't spend my my AP down, it do things. Wrong caster. Chat, we want gold caster cards, and we want them to be rate up of some sort. Actually, do I have enough? Yes, I do have enough tickets. Don't forget monthly ticket shop and grail casting reset. Rolled around 10 million and wanted to kill myself with the cleanup. Oh yeah, listen, like I said, this is part of the reason that I'm sitting here at like 33 million, and I'm just like, I'm gonna roll what I can. What will be. Eventually, maybe one day I will like have the energy to roll it all out. That day is not today. And part of that problem is, chat, because I play JP, every month, since I'm out of coins on JP, every month that grail casting resets, I have to roll out more FP to have enough coins to be able to grail cast. And it's been that way for like 2 years. So quite literally, I always, every single month on JP, have to roll usually like 1.5 to like 3 million FP. It's kind of rough. And I have never missed a grail casting on either server yet. Hello, I have returned. Hello, returned. One day they'll fix FP rolling. That's like low-key what I'm hoping. I hope they make FP rolling way easier. I legitimately think that if they actually fix FP rolling, that you will have a ton of players that will get unreasonably excited for it. Because we'll be like, right? Like everyone will be like, oh my God, thank God, it's easier now. Holy shit. So I really hope they do it. Like, they could announce nothing else of the 30 million download campaign. People would be like, oh, this campaign sucked. And I would be like, you have no idea. This is the greatest thing they've ever done. Like, just because of how much time it would save me. I've managed to roll 2 million out of my 10 million, and I'm already sick of seeing the FP better. Yeah, now imagine doing it every month. That like, and I say that purely to like stick that point home that like that's the weird part about like being somebody that has enough FP to keep grail casting, but not enough coins because you didn't have a like major lead on it. It's basically, chat, it's what will happen to you even though you had a huge lead on NA. It's what will happen to you over time if you don't keep doing your like daily FP rolls and stuff. You're eventually going to be like, I'm not grail casting. Like that's what most people do. They just choose to not continue to grail cast because they say it's not worth it. And I don't blame them. Like, rolling out FP in bulk is one of the worst things to do in this game. And it makes you actively want to tear your eyes out and quit the game. Also, leveling up Cs and box management in general. I'm okay with box management at this point. I do think it gets a little rough if you're doing a lot of boxes in a lotto, but I think like managing your mailbox is not the worst thing in the world. If you're talking about like second archive and stuff like that, sure, but I still think it's largely doable. FP rolling, yes. Yeah, it's rough on JP if you're not a whale because like again, JP didn't have the like 1 year extra that NA had. NA had an extra year where we got coins given to us before like grail casting and pity system and everything rolled out. So NA had just this extra like What? Oh, come on. Oh, gold again. Please be another caster. Please be another cast. What? Berserker. Okay. Hi, Hurt. Why are you chasing foxtails? We do a little trolling here. Listen, at least my Tamamo is now NP2. Are we at 0 rats? Yeah, I still haven't gotten the rats. We got the SSR before we got the SR. Heard you need a part 1 carry. Yes, for my account that's ready to go into Trom. Tama has spooked mine to NP4. Yeah, I've seen people who are like, "Oh, you're crazy to roll Tamamo." I've gotten like 12 copies of her, and I'm like, how? She never shows up for me. And it's funny because this week has been weird. I don't know if you guys remember it, but we were rolling. Wait, was it this week or last week? Whenever I last rolled on JP, she spooked us there, and I was commenting about how I had skipped her on an A. So. I still don't have her. She's a really good unit to have. Particularly if you're going to go the distance and challenge fights as an arts comp. She's really, really nice. Like, the weird part about the CQ that we were doing on an A earlier, because we were using Tamamo there, is that she actually got beaten to death. That can happen, but it's kind of like not a common thing for Tamamo with her defense up to just get straight up beaten to death before anyone else does. Usually it's like your DPS or like Castoria goes down first. I hated her at first, now I love her. Oh, why'd you hate her? Unless you don't like overbearing women. Considered rolling but saving for Cuckoo. Yeah, I don't blame you. Do I roll more? This is such a like tough conundrum because like I always love getting the SSR before the SR because it puts me in such a weird spot. I might give it the 2 more multis and we'll see. I think I'll just take it down to that and I'm not gonna like spend any more. 1 more multi of Destiny. Okay, Astral called it. Roll now or never see another Tamamo again. I mean, I'm at NP2 on an A, so like with that copy now, so it's like I'm okay. Honestly, chat, the biggest reason I wanted Tamamo is because using Tamamo in challenge fights, there has been the occasional annoying like challenge fight where Drain came into play, and I was like, man, if I had just had like NP2, I could have gone over 100%. But that's basically it. That was the big reason. Are rats in the standard pool? No, rats are limited. Just memeing with your luck. I know. Akuni surprised me too. I really like the MP. Oh yeah, no, she's a good unit. Like, I'm dead serious about this. There's a ton of units in the FGO community that people don't talk about on the regular that they're not only not bad, they're actually fairly good. It's just people, for whatever reason, don't really like want to discuss them a lot or don't really want to give them the time of day. I think in Okuni's case, the major turnoff for a lot of people was the fact that she was quick. But the reality is, like, again, chat, card type is just a color. That's it. It's that simple. If you know how to, like, actually use the cards, you'll do well. Okay, we got more rats. There it is. Astral was right. It was the multi of Destiny. Told you, yes. Tesla Okuni, as Avalon said. Yep. Card color racism. Basically, it's like I understand a lot of people feel like Quick's in a bad position, myself included. Like, I actually think Quick needs quite a bit of love to get to like the level that some of the other card types do. That being said, there's nothing stopping you from using Quick effectively. It's just, it's more difficult because there's not as many options. But it's fairly easy to do if you have the options that are available. So But yeah, no, I think that's where we ended. So that's NP3 rats and a Tamamo, and like chat, was that 3 or 4 Maltese? I think that was 4 in the end. Your luck is making me want to roll for Tamamo too. No, don't listen, chat. For every person like me that gets away with this, there's a person like me on JP where I roll and I go all the way to pity. So it's like, basically, you might see me at one point be very lucky, and you're going to also see me be very unlucky. It just happens. So don't think that because I got lucky, you will too. Which banner was this? This was the Tamamo banner. I actually didn't roll at the like the first opportunity that I had last week, and I was like, you know what? We have a little bit of time tonight. Why don't we actually do it? Cat is a single employee paid to make you want to roll. God, I wish. That would mean I would get free quartz and I wouldn't have to spend money on this shit. If you ever figure out how to turn me into that, please let me know. Congrats, Cat. Thank you. I appreciate it, chat. Oh, wait, hold on. Not craft essence. I probably will have to clear out my craft essences, but Noble Phantasm. Yeah, I never put the Lalter in the second archive. I need to do that before I regret it. Shoomp. And there you go. There's proof. I like, it's really weird. I have units that have absolutely spooked me to NP5 and beyond, and then I have units that like I've only ever seen once on NA. And I find that really funny, simply because like the odds of it are very like weird. It's just your spooks are very streaky, no matter what you do. Easy to Mamo, yes. I'd like to meet the one person that's 120ing Constantine right now. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody, right? Like, and it's weird because I've seen people be like, Constantine's trash and stuff like that. I'm like, he's not. Like, he is still a very usable and fun unit. I do believe he could use some work. I think like I saw some people commenting on the video about this, that like someone was saying that that like defensive comps are in a weird spot because basically they kind of made like Mash and Waver a little bit too powerful and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's like when you look back at the history of things, like you can kind of see as they realized that they made certain units strong, and so they felt like they could not make other units very strong. So because of that, like having Constantine have like multi-turn taunt would probably make him really crazy when combined with other taunters. Having Constantine have multiple turns of like like damage cut up and stuff like that would also probably make him really strong against certain fights. It'd practically allow him to invalidate certain ones. So I get it, right? Like, but that's kind of my point, is on an island on his own as a limited 5-star, I don't think he's very strong in terms of like recommending roles, right? So he's not bad. It's just I feel like they could have gone stronger with him, but it's probably that they fear making him stronger. And so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they do with him down the stretch. But like, still to this date on JP, he has not received any other love or any other attention. So we have the Invincible comp, right? So it's like, it's kind of a hard argument to make, but I'm just trying to think about it, probably how the devs are probably thinking about it. He's very skippable. Well, again, on JP, there were a ton of people that like they really liked him. They really just liked his design or liked his character. A ton of people got to know him from the as I like to call it, the Bespectacled Testicles event, the Chaldea Boys event from earlier in the year, and they were really like for one part excited to see him, and then disappointed that he was not summonable there. So when he finally came out with the Trom pre-campaign, people like lost their mind and immediately like jumped on him and rolled. But not everyone, right? A lot of it was the people that just found him really attractive and stuff like that. And I think it is what it is. It's no problem if you want to put it that way. That again, it's no different than chat like somebody only rolling Melisande because they like the way that she looks or something like that. It's the same thing with Constantine, just with someone that has different taste. But yeah, certain units I will seem down on or more negative towards, but the reality is there are good ways to use them still. And I want you guys to always understand that. It's usually just, I don't want to make a big deal about the unit, and I don't want to try to make you think that you have to roll that unit because you don't. And I want you to understand that you don't need to feel pressured by anyone to roll them. And usually where I actually do that the strongest is with some of the most meta units in the game. When people are like, oh, hey, this unit coming out, everybody has to roll. I'm usually the person that's sitting there being like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And the reason that I say stuff like that is to help break the conditioning so that you guys can make your own choice. I think this community does way too much of trying to make the choice for you and not letting you think about what you want, if that makes any sense. Not kill the unit in front of you after you've used this third skill, you're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. Listen to your heart, my dudes. Exactly. And I can always give you good advice depending on who you want to go after and what you want to do. And I can tell you gameplay wise who is good to roll. But I'm always going to try to make it clear that, like, these are the things that you maybe should be doing, but you don't have to do them, and you can absolutely play the game this way instead, right? That's why, like, I make a big deal out of getting the meta supports, but then I tell you it's like they're the closest thing the game has to a must roll, and they're not a must roll. So if you don't have to roll for a meta support, you don't have to roll for anyone. What makes you think people want to think? No, I do think there's some people that just want to be told what to do, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want to like have to like develop that. But I don't want to take agency away from you as the player, if that makes any sense. Content creators clickbaiting new units. Yeah, I've said this before. It's like I'm not a good content creator from the standpoint that I'm not a scummy one that tries to make you guys like think you have to have everything, right? Again, the example that I always use at this is think back. You get the beginning of the year. What do I do, chat? Do I tell you here are the 10 units to roll for this year like everybody else? No. And I'm not saying it's necessarily scummy for them to do that, but I'm making kind of a comparison of like, here's the difference between me and other content creators. Other content creators will list you a laundry list of like, here are the units you should roll this year. I will instead be like, here are all the banners for the year. Let's go talk about them and why you might want to roll all of these units. I make the case for every unit instead of just one unit or two units. And speaking of which, chat, I believe AP is currently working on the fourth part for that, but I don't know when he'll have it ready. So that should be the final session of that video that we've still been trying to get out since all of tax season. Here's all the banners for the year. My throat's gonna hate me. Yeah, I do think for next year, with how like both servers are now doing banners, that I'm probably not going to cover every banner anymore. I will probably try to tone it down to here are the quote new banners, and then maybe like a couple of other banners that it's like there's a lot of value here. You should probably try to like pay attention to this. But outside of that, it's like I really can't be bothered to do. It's like, and here is the banner for Cleopatra this year. Here is the banner for Vlad this year. Like I'm not going to do that because again, it just ends up regurgitating, and it means that like throughout recording those videos, I have to cover all 400 units in the game. And even if it's not all 400, it's like, okay, cool. You had to cover 360 of the units in the game. Definitely is going to be a throat killer. So how quickly do you think NA will implement the John Jalter animation updates? Personally, I won't be surprised if it's not until it's actually supposed to arrive. Like that is to say, you don't get it early. And the reason why is because that is JP's first animation update in 2 years. But they could bring it early. We'll just have to see. Cad, do you remember during JP 7th Annie, were there more grailed servants to 120? Wait, what do you mean by were there more grailed servants to 120? Like, are you asking who were the most grailed? I don't remember off the top of my head. You might be able to ask Trubs. He might remember. Or again, somebody in chat might have the infographic handy. You mean their top 5? Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think if I do remember anything, it was something like where we were really surprised because it ended up being like people like Arash and Emiya and like units that were very widely permanently available and fan favorites, not the like super rare SSR waifus. And I think that's why, because it was also a coin issue. And so it was usually there was this like intersection of popular units, low stars, or units that people had a ton of coins for because they were permanent over the years. And it, like those were the people that ended up being the most grailed to 120. And I was like, yep, that's not surprising. Saito, was I up there? Yeah. 120 Arash is a menace. 120 Arash is it's a CAD boom. It's a tactical nuke. So I think that is what it is. Sorry about that. I speak Spanish. No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't want you guys to ever feel like you can't try to like ask me questions or anything. Especially if you're not a native English speaker. I'm more than happy to be patient with you guys. Okay, chat. I actually really have like nothing else to do for you guys. It's weird. It's 10:30, but like I'm gonna take another short stream. But this is a celebration stream, and I did promise some gifts. Happy chat? $10,000 giveaway now. So for those of you guys on the YouTube side of things, I just gifted 100 subs to the Twitch side of things. For those of you on the YouTube side of things, I need to get memberships enabled for you. I have not done that, and I've had people ask me, so that I need to write that down and make sure that that's on my list of to-dos. That way I can make sure I give you guys something. My gift to the YouTube side of things is going to be revamping YouTube. Value, yes. Casually gifts 1,000 subs? No. That was 100, not 1,000. 1,000 is a little bit beyond something I can afford. But, like, 100, yeah, I can do that. Especially because I haven't given you guys gift subs very much all year. And, again, we do have, like... we do have things like... basically like the I Scuff I gift that we did this year, but I didn't really scuff much. So I figured this is another way that I can give it back to you. 100 scam. I said 100. Max is 100 at a time? Yeah. Got the Grail info if you want to comment quickly. Yeah, sure. Who was it? Everyone who ever watched CAD would be subbed if CAD did 1,000. We're literally celebrating 10,000. What do you mean? Our time will come. It will, Maestro. Here was thinking it would be a free Saberface ticket. Actually, the 100 sub gift is generous. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it, Indigo. Finally managed to catch up. I watched everything at 2.5 speed. Was I like talking like a chipmunk like this all the time? Morgan, Melisande, John d'Arc, Alter, Gilgamesh, Arturia Pendragon, Arjuna, Space Ishtar, Muramasa, Meltrulus, and Ereshkigal. Oh wow, that's actually surprising. Maybe the one that I'm thinking of was like a different setup then. It might have been like 4 stars and lower or something like that. But wait, was that like specific to 5 stars? Because all of those were a 5-star, weren't they? Yeah, those are the 5 stars. Okay. Yeah, so I think if I remember correctly, then maybe they did like a list of like ones for each rarity then. Average FGO meth maker. Yes. I sent on Discord. Does it have the other ones? Yeah, it's each rarity. Okay, so the top common 4-star servants at 120 was Mysterious Alter Ego Lambda, not surprising. BB, which how? We didn't have BB coins. How did someone get BB to 120? Like, what site? You know what? All I can say is you BB fans are really devoted. That's a shit ton of bonding. That's a shit ton of bonding. Oh, BB was a mistake. Okay. I was going to say, I wasn't even sure it was possible. It had to be like Bond 15 or something for that to be the case. Maybe it's most grailed and not to 120. It might be. Yeah, then Emiya Archer, Salter, and Saito Hajime. Which I do remember people being like, oh, Saito Hajime is surprising. And then the 3-star servants was Kiyohime Berserker. yeah, I'm not surprised. Robin Hood Coup Lancer. Yep, not surprised about that one either. Izo, I'm not surprised about that one. And Ushi Wakamaru. I am surprised that Best Friend did not make it on there. Only because I hear he is also insanely popular. Yeah. 2 stars was Chen Gong. Hans Christian Andersen. You know what? Respect. Okay, respect if you go, you know what? My Hans Christian Andersen dies to a stiff breeze, so I'm gonna make him like Chad Christian Andersen instead. I'm gonna level him all the way up to 120, and I'm gonna give him the most possible health that I possibly can. That is based if you do that. Charles Henry Sanson is the 3rd place one. Gareth, I'm surprised Gareth's actually not higher. Gareth at the 4th place one, and then Hassan of the Cursed Arm. And then top most common 1-star servants at 120. All right, chat, guess number 1. This should be an easy guess for you guys. Yeah, that's a rash. Can chat guess number 2? Regend, yes, it is legendary. Number 3 is Charlotte. Number 4 is Paul Bunyan. I guess, well, so hold on. Was this at 7th Annie? If this was at 7th Annie, then yeah, Bunyan would have had coins, and that would have been possible. Without Bunyan coins, I'm not sure how possible that is. I don't think it is. And then number 5 was Spartacus. My man Sporticus in there. I do find this funny. Top Bond level 15 servants. Shisho, Caster Scotty is number one. And I think that's a interesting synergy behind like Quick being dominant for like 2 years worth of like big farming events, and also like Bond Grails and Bond 15 coming out during that time. Arash was number 2. Waver was number 3. That surprised me, but I guess it's a like law of averages where Waver is someone that like basically everyone has. And Artoria Castor was finally number 4. I'm surprised she wasn't higher as well. But then it was Jalter, then it was Merlin, then it was Edmond Dantes, then it was Kiyohime Berserker. What is with you, Kyo fans? Then it was Gilgamesh, Archer, and Paul Bunyan. Not Oberon? Nope, not Oberon. And they made a special note of being like, this data is skewed towards older servants. Of course it's skewed towards older servants. So like, I'm not even going to bother to read you the list of new servants implemented after chapter, basically LB6, because I'm like, that's obviously skewed towards LB6 units. So why the heck, like, yeah, top one's Morgan, Mellison, Koyan, Sky of Light. Like, it is what it is. Valentine's 2022 buddies, the highest one was Arteria Castor, myself included in that one. She was the easy one to give the best buddy thing to. Then it was Morgan. She was easy to use in all the nodes. Plus, again, popular characters. Then Bazette, and then from there it started going down. It was basically supports, and then finally like popular characters. Servants that obtained the most buddy points were also listed. Eric Bloodaxe was number 1. That is really odd to me, but it is what it is. Eric? Yeah, Eric. Number 2 was Koyan Sky of Darkness. Number 3 was Medusa. Number 4 was Paul Bunyan. And number 5 was Morgan. I don't know. Right? Yeah, it might have been backline stuff. I couldn't tell you. He might have been bonus in the event, too. Most common servants selected by players for their 25 million download campaign. So this was the 4-star ticket that NA has right now. Number 1, most picked. Who do you think it is, chat? No. Hephaestion. It is Faker. Faker is number 1. Everyone was 1 spot up, so Emmy was number 2, and Gray filled in number 5. That I believe, especially because Gray has coins, and Gray's really popular. Yeah, so Hephaestion's number 1. Salter is number 2. I'm willing to bet that is inverted for an A, purely because of the Salter buff. Zenobia was number 3. Balbon is number 4. Dobrynya, number 5. Barghest, number 6. I'm willing to bet Barghest probably higher and Balbon probably lower on NA. Percival was number 7. Umu, number 8. Canis, number 9. And Consort U Assassin, number 10. Really, Dobrynya? Remember, Dobrynya was relatively new, but yeah, like... So remember, chat, JP doesn't have clairvoyance. So a ton of people, I gotta say, like, I feel bad for them. A ton of people picked Dobrynya with that 4-star ticket, and then Dobrynya literally got another banner like 2 weeks later. So, like... maybe they didn't want to roll, that's fine, but that's like, oof, right? Like... It is where sometimes with the 4-star ticket, it's just a smart idea to pick the story locked ones. But yeah, I expect that Salter will be number 1 on an A. Faker will be number 2. I'm not sure about like Zenobia. I think Zenobia will still be high because people really probably find Zenobia hot or just need a looping archer. And then I expect it's probably going to be like Barghest, as Barghest probably is number 4. Balbon Sith is number 5. Dobrinio will still probably be up there, but probably not as high. So maybe like Percival will be next. Or maybe even Umu. Umu might actually leapfrog Percival. Because again, Umu is another hard unit to get. And a lot of people really like Umu. So I think Estrella will be a surprise on NA's list. In the top 10, yeah, she might be in the top 10. I like that wouldn't surprise me though. I don't think she'll be like number 1 pick or anything like that though. But I could easily see her making the top 10. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I love seeing these things and being able to react to them. I think they're really intriguing in that regard. Zenobia is the only alternative to Jarcher at the moment. Right. And the only difference is NA knows about Durga, and some people plan to roll Durga instead. So that, like, it's interesting to see how both popularity is different on this server, and clairvoyance also, like, messes with things. Because clairvoyance makes people go like, you know what? No, I know there's a good lucrative banner coming up. Or, you know what? No, I know there's a better unit coming up. So it really does change people's mind. The other interesting thing, and Grim, thank you for the follow over here as well. The other interesting thing about this sort of stuff, and I've noticed it, is that, like, in the same way that NA has different taste than JP, JP has different taste than NA. I've talked about this before. Obviously, I like Lartoria. Lartoria is a popular unit over here on the NA side of things. You guys don't understand how popular she is on the JP side of things. She's very popular over there. I've tried to tell people that before, and people don't believe me. But it is interesting to denote that, like, yes, there are usually more people on the Japanese side of things that like Lartoria. Who is Lartoria? Lartoria is Lancer Artoria, aka the 5-star version of her. I usually abbreviate it to make it easy, but Umu, I got her on a spook. You shouldn't have gotten Umu on a spook because she's story locked. Baker's still the only single target pretender, so she's a solid choice. Yep. And she's even though she's permanent, she's just still going to be a solid choice because of her gameplay aspect being like 100% charge and stuff like that. I mean, in romance series, it's very common for the international fan base and JP fan base to completely disagree, so I see it. Yeah, and that's like, it's not like either side is wrong, it's just different tastes. Any hope for Summer Lalter? God, I hope. I hope we see Lalter. I like, if for no other reason than I just, want to see a summer version of her, and B, I want like more lore and like story focus for her. I thought you meant the OG Faker. Oh, you mean Emiya? I got Hef because she spooked me on my NP5 Jalter rolls. Yeah. I hope that at some point she spooks me, because that was the thing that I was sitting there going like, you know what? She's probably going to spook me, and that's why I'm not going to take her with the ticket. And worst case, she should have other banners. So no, clearly that's nameless. Oh, thank you. Bunny Girl Lalter. Honestly, I hope they don't do Bunny Girl. As nice as that would be, I hope they don't, because I want them to do something different than they did for Buntoria Summer, right? So it's like, I want them to actually instead turn around and go like, hey, let's do something cool and different for her. Who's the best summer servant? Buntoria. I'm biased. Don't ask me that. Like, there's obviously some good answers to that question, but I have a clear waifu that I prefer. So, Race Queen Lalter, I would love that. That'd be great. I would love an actual Race Queen event, honestly. Oh, chat. Also, the whole Partner Plus program thing happened. Let me see if this works. I have no idea if you guys will be able to see this. But the goal for stream should have been updated to the Partner Plus stuff. But now they turned it on. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Partner Plus is how Twitch partners can now gain more revenue share instead of the 50-50 split. And they updated it to be like, well, if you don't quite make the high echelon that very few people actually did make, here is an intermediary where you'll earn, instead of like the 70-30, you'll earn 60-40. And I believe I qualify for it, but I can't actually see the points from my end. Let me actually try refreshing. Oh, oh, they measure it by the top one, the 300.1. Oh, I'm just fucked. Anyways, that's funny. That'd be cool if you get it. I should be able to qualify for the lower one. I don't know about the higher one. Wonderweeb, thank you for the follow. But yeah, anyways, chat, this is going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to end a little bit early. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you. I don't say it enough, but I think there are times, especially in my content like career, where like I feel lonely, I feel like isolated and stuff like that. And honest to God, like going live some days is the only things that like really keeps me going. Getting to like see all of you guys, getting to help you out, getting to have fun, goof off on stream. It is relaxing for me. It's a lot of work to put stream on. It's a lot of work to get content out, but it's all worth it in the end. And I really do appreciate you guys supporting me and coming back stream after stream and being here and watching my content. So thank you guys. I love you all. Let me find somebody else to love. And then we'll also raid someone. Let me send you guys over. Let me see. I have a Mr. Chaldeagers. We're going to go over to him. He's doing some just chatting. And Mr. Chaldeagers was kind enough to wish me congratulations as well at hitting this milestone. So go give him some love. Chaldeagers is somebody that, as you guys know, has also been around the FGO community for a long time. Super chill dude. Go give Musaki my love. And I will see you guys tomorrow for even more fun. Have a good one. Thank you, Sturge. I appreciate you.